That's your exclusive weekly look into the West Bloomfield Lakers varsity football team. We'll talk about the previous week's game, preview the game coming up, and get to know our players and our coaches a little bit better. I'm Tyler Keefe alongside West Bloomfield head coach Zach Hilbers. The Lakers coming off a 41-19 victory last week at Birmingham Groves. And coach, it was an electric performance on the offensive side of the ball. It looked like your team, outside of maybe the first couple of drives, getting to know that Groves defense, really had their way with Groves last week on the road. What was the difference maker between your team being able to really open up the entirety of its offense in week 2 versus the passing game being key against Chippewa Valley in week 1?
Well, I guess that was also part of our focus is after week 1, I thought we threw the ball okay. We didn't run it good enough, so we really tried to emphasize that during the week. And we knew Groves was really good, and I still think they're a really good football team. And for us to kind of go and start the game the way we did, I told the kids I was really proud of them because we kind of challenged them. That, sometimes you win an emotional game like you do week 1 right down to the wire. You feel like you're on cloud 9, but that team week 2 doesn't care about any of that stuff, you know what I mean? So they really showed up and executed our game plan well.
And much like week 1, a lot of players got involved on the offensive side, making big plays. We saw a couple of touchdowns from Elijah Durham, a couple also from Cam Flowers on the ground. Marquise Morris getting more involved in the air game in week 2, and Rick Nance, the quarterback, being able to spread the football around a lot. Was that part of the game plan or just the execution that your 3-year starting quarterback and these highly talented receivers and other skill position players were able to make happen?
I guess it's both. Rick did a really good job executing. Early in the first quarter, he kind of took a weird hit to his knee where he kind of sprained it. It hurt his mobility some, and the doctors said he was fine, but, he just couldn't run like he used to or like he normally does. So we had to, switch some things up. But also we think we're really deep in terms of talent and playmakers, and the more we get these guys the ball and kind of showcase what they can do, I think the harder it makes us to defend as a team and as an offensive unit. And to be honest, those guys really stepped up and did their jobs, but I think we got a few more kids too that can really kind of take another step and show what they can do also.
We saw a lot of players playing off of the second string last week, coming up and getting some good reps. A lot of plays also being made in the special teams front. Was that a bit of a surprise this week to have so many plays being made in special teams against a very veteran special teams front in Groves versus a younger one on your side?
I don't know if we worked on them all, so I don't know if it was a surprise because we practiced each of them, and we actually had a couple that we didn't end up running just because of the game flow and the look we got wasn't exactly what we thought it would be. But it's always a surprise when, I guess, multiple of those things work. You hope to get one here or there, and we ended up getting a couple, which is great. But, we also I think we dropped one kickoff when we were on kick return, and we had one that we were a little bit lucky. We should have waited for a fair catch, and we didn't. We got an illegal touching, but, had their kid and just not tipped the ball, we would have given that up. So, for all the good things we showed on some of the units, there's still some stuff to clean up, too.
Yeah, one of the things that was definitely different from week 1 to week 2 was a lot more penalties across the board. Was that more of the way that Groves was playing, the physical style coming into play and the motions getting into it, or do you believe that was an issue that kind of popped up for your team in week 2 you weren't expecting?
That definitely plays a factor into it. And also, some of them were just honestly weird penalties. First 2 weeks, if at home we don't have a play clock in the end zones. The officials keep the play clocks on the field. And when you play at week 1 at Wayne State had a play clock, Groves had a play clock with different people running them. And at a high school game, so it's a roundabout way to say the play clock started a little early multiple times for us. So we're getting 20 seconds to get our substitutes in and a play called, and as opposed to the 25 that we're supposed to get. And I think that happened a couple times where we got delay of games. That being said, if we're a little bit cleaner and crisper, those 5 seconds shouldn't matter. We still got to get better at that and get better with our communication and knowing where to line up so that type of stuff doesn't happen. But there's differences week to week that, I think kind of attributed to some of those things also.
Lakers ultimately winning 41-19 last week on the road, their second consecutive road game to start the season at Birmingham Groves, playing an OAA power in the Falcons. And this week you start your OAA Red Division schedule against Stony Creek. We'll talk about that later on. But one last thing was really impressive last week was the blocking, both in the trenches and especially up the field. And against a team like Groves and against teams in the OAA Red Division, oftentimes those games are going to be won in the trenches. So how impressed were you with particularly the upfield blocking, but also the way that this younger offensive line was able to take control against a very veteran Falcons D-line.
Yeah, they really stepped up. Our O-line coach, JP Morris, done an awesome job. And like the young kids that have gotten more reps are getting better and better. And our 2 senior returning starters, they're really like us leading us. And that we expected that from them. And Alex Walton and Jamar Johnson, just great kids that do kind of everything right. So we were hoping to see a step up there, and we did. And our receivers and our running backs, like they blocked their butts off. And you mentioned the penalties earlier. Like anytime we get a receiver blocking penalty 20 yards downfield, we don't want them, but we're okay with that. Because 1, that means that we have the ball 20 yards downfield, and 2, that means our kids are given effort 20 yards down the field when they don't have the ball. And we call those effort penalties that, again, we don't want, but they're happening as a result of our kids giving max effort. So we'll work with it and we'll clean some things up. So, like, honestly, they were awesome. Like, Elijah Durham had a couple great blocks. Shaden Allos did. Josh Tate, Nigel Dutton. Like, those guys, like, when they don't have the ball, they sell out.
And lastly, we'd be remiss not to speak about the play of the defense also. This is a Groves offense that scores often, with their physicality. They're great in the run game. They have a ton of talent in the receiving game, much like your team have a veteran quarterback that's great at making plays. What was the difference maker for that defense this week in being able to really shut down, for the most part, that Falcons offense?
Well, we were opportunistic, I think, and part of the special teams help with that, got them out of rhythm from what they wanted to do. And when you jump up a little bit on a team like Groves, it gets them out of their run and play action game just a little bit. I mean, they still stuck with it, and they got some touchdowns there and had some good play calls off of their run game that gave us some trouble. So we got some stuff we got to work on with our eye discipline in the secondary. But you're right. I mean, their quarterback's really good. Their O-line's pretty physical, and our guys stepped up to the challenge.
After the win on Thursday last week, the Lakers have taken 7 of the last 12 matchups against Birmingham Groves, dating back to 2003, or back in the days when a certain someone was playing against those Falcons on the field at Birmingham Groves and here at West Bloomfield as well. Coach, any lasting thoughts from last week's game?
I just thought it was like a good second step, so to say. If you can, after 2 weeks, win 2 games and also see like, hey, this is going well, but we got to really focus on this and clean that up. Like, we're pretty lucky to be in that position where like we can get better and still do enough to win. So our focus is going to be to continue to fix our mistakes and try to be a little bit better each week.
Lakers looking to open OAA Red Division play with a win and go into the bulk of the middle of their schedule undefeated at 3-0, hopefully this week after the game concludes against Rochester Hills, Stony Creek. The Cougars are coming into town on Friday. It is a 7 o'clock kickoff right after Family Fun Night, and kids, you can get in for free by wearing your West Bloomfield Spirit wear. Our coverage will begin with this show at 6 o'clock, and the Laker pregame show with Matt Catoni and I begins at 6:30 before kickoff at 7. We'll take a break on This Week in Laker Football. On the other side, we'll talk to a 100-yard rusher responsible for a couple of those touchdowns last week on the road at Falcon Field, and then come back later on and preview this week's game against Rochester Hills, Stony Creek. Stay tuned. You're watching and listening to This Week in Laker Football. That kickoff is muffed. Diving for it at the 20, and now West Bloomfield gets on top of it. And the Lakers are going to take over again. The luck on the kickoff last time went toward Birmingham Groves and got ripped away on a penalty. And this time, the hero is with West Bloomfield, and it is the senior, Bryce Parker, diving on that ball. And the Lakers, another opportunity.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Welcome back to This Week in Laker Football, your exclusive look weekly into every single game and previewing the next game of the West Bloomfield Lakers. I'm joined now by West Bloomfield athlete Cameron Flowers. Cameron, in your first season in West Bloomfield, coming into this program, what were you excited to get into with the Lakers, knowing the history of this program in recent years and some of the athletes they've been able to elevate to the next level?
Yeah, I was very excited, joining the Laker Nation, just joining the legacy that West B has, and I just want to represent on my behalf and make everybody proud.
Cameron's in his first season so far. Just last week, against Groves, 137 all-purpose yards on the offensive side, 126 of those on the ground. What was the difference maker in that game versus Chippewa Valley for your team in particular, getting up the field and in particular in the run game?
Yeah, for sure. First week it was kind of bumpy. I dropped a pass or whatever. But I just got back in the gym. I worked on what I need to work on. And they'll just find a way to use my speed and be able to give me the ball, and that's what happened.
And then on the offensive side of the ball, Elijah Durham made a really interesting comment on Twitter earlier on this week. I posted a highlight about one of the team's scoring plays in the receiving game. He mentioned the upfield blocking was really excellent this week and set up wide receivers like himself for a couple touchdowns and yourself for a touchdown in the rushing game. Was that something that your team had worked on in between Chippewa Valley and Groves? And what changed in game number 2?
Yeah, no doubt. In Chippewa Valley, we passed the ball a lot. We didn't really have an efficient run game, so that's when we went back to the chalkboard. And, me and the wide receiver room, we're very close, we're very tight, and, we're a brotherhood. So we want to go out there, we want to see each other win, we want to see each other score, so we're going to put that extra effort to go in and block and help each other.
Cameron Flowers in the Laker number 6, you'll see him playing wide receiver as well as running back and a number of other positions. A true athlete for this West Bloomfield team. 126 yards on the ground last week, including a couple of touchdowns for the Lakers in their 41-19 victory over Birmingham Groves. And Cameron, doing some research on you, knowing your past before you came to West Bloomfield, you're also a prolific player on the track. And so how do those two sports kind of coincide one another and help you, both football on the track field and opposite side on the track to the football field?
Yeah, speed, it's a lot. It does a lot for you on the football field, I set the school record just this past season for track and field, and it helps. They can't teach speed, and when you can run by people, it's your best trump card.
It's your first season on the team, Cameron, but you're an upperclassman. You have experience playing football at a high level in the state of Michigan. You know what it takes to be a competitive player on the field in the Great Lakes state. So how are you translating that to your first season on the Lakers and still in a leadership role despite it being your first season with the team?
Yeah, no doubt. I know I'm new, so I try to fit in at first, like where I can, and I know what it takes to win. I was at that level at Ann Arbor Huron, and so I just want to put in my 2 cents and be able to lead when I can and be anywhere that they need me on the field.
Over 500-yard all-purpose player at Huron a season ago, and looking to have a similar performance, already well on his way this season with 126 yards on the ground, another 11 in the air for the Lakers last week in their 41-19 victory over Birmingham Groves. Cameron, we also like to get to know some of our team off the field. That's one of the purposes of the show. So outside of the game of football and, of course, track and other sports that you play, what are some of your interests?
Yeah, no doubt. Me and my teammate Blake, we do a lot of roller skating on the weekends. We go to roller skating. I do a lot of building computers, and I do a lot of shoe reselling in my off time.
A lot of different interests for this team. Help them also on the football field, recognize some changes, have the hand-eye coordination and other athletic abilities as well. Cameron, anything else, any other thoughts for your team going forward as you look forward to Week 3, beginning OAA Red Division play against Stony Creek, and look forward to what looks like it's going to be an excellent season for the Lakers?
Yeah, just week by week, we're taking it slow. We're going to put that work in, and we're going to win each week all the way to the state championship.
Cameron Flowers, West Bloomfield running back, wide receiver, and athlete, joining us on This Week in Laker Football. We'll take a break. On the other side, we'll preview this week's upcoming game. Stony Creek coming to town. It's the home opener, one of only 3 home games for the Lakers during the regular season this year, and the opener of their OAA Red Division play. That game will kick off at 7 o'clock on Friday night. Family fun night here at West Bloomfield High School beginning at 5 o'clock, and our coverage of Laker football will begin about 6 o'clock with this show, followed by the Laker pregame show with Matt Tony and I at 6:30. We'll take a break. On the other side, Coach Hilbers will join us once again. Stay tuned. You're watching This Week in Laker Football. Snap to Flowers, gonna roll to his left side, skips up the middle, wide open field, here he goes again. Track meet for the track star, touchdown, WB.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Well, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoyed giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Welcome back to This Week in Laker Football, your exclusive weekly look into all things varsity football here in West Bloomfield. I'm Tyler Keith, joined alongside head coach Zach Hilbers on Civic Center TV, 89.3 Lakes FM, and across local social media. Coach, coming into this week, you're going to be opening your OAA Red Division play, one of your few home games this season. Speak to that opportunity that you have to really make an impact in the OAA early in the season, but also the need for this game to be well executed and won because of the majority of your schedule being on the road.
Yeah, it's a tough schedule. Like, play a lot of really good opponents, and like you said, with only 3 scheduled home games. And I told the kids at the end of practice, like, if we're not excited for this, I don't know what to tell you. Your home opener, your league opener, like, we just got to go out there and bring everything and get it done.
Nothing's more fun on Family Fun Night than the Laker victory, and they're hoping to come out victorious against Stony Creek, a team that last year you were able to beat, but also gave you a lot of challenges on particularly the defensive side of the ball because they have such a mobile offense, such a speed-centric offense, but they did lose a lot of senior leadership on that team. What should we be looking out for with Stony Creek in 2023-24?
So you're right. They had a lot of kids that were really good seniors last year that are not there anymore, but their style and their physicality are still the same. They got one of the better O-linemen in Oakland County, maybe the state. He plays guard for him. He's going to University of Toledo. He's a really, really good player. They're just physical. They want to possess the football, and they hurry up to the line, get ready, and sometimes they'll snap it quick, and sometimes they'll hurry up and do a check with me and wait 40 seconds and kind of possess the ball and hold the clock. And what that lets them do is it kind of keeps you on your toes as a defense. So I told the guys, like, yeah, you look at the final score last year, we ended up pulling away from these guys, but we watched the film, 3 minutes to halftime, we were winning 7-3, and we had the ball for 3 plays. That was it, 3 plays, and we were 3 minutes to halftime. So, like, you have to really, I guess, be disciplined and, like, keep your head in the game, because they're gonna play mental games with you with just how their style of play.
And it's important to be able to keep in control of the pace of the game. Something that's been a big difference for the Lakers so far this season is it seems like your offense has been able to sustain drives a little bit further, give the defense that resting time, and especially against a team like Stony Creek that likes to march down the field quickly and score. That, I would imagine, would play a big factor in game planning and in preparation for this sort of a game.
Yeah, absolutely. And big explosive offensive plays are great, but it keeps your defense on the field more. So, like, we're going to take them when we get them, for sure. And that's what happened against Stoney last year, is that they would have a 16-play drive, and we returned a punt. And then they got the ball back right again and went on like a 20-play drive and scored. And then we had an explosive offensive play, and they have the ball again. So, I mean, for what it's worth, like that style they play, it kind of gets in your head, like I said, and makes you want to change up. But you got to be really disciplined. If you get them off the field as a defense and get a couple scores up on them, it makes that style a lot harder to play, right? But we got to be in control of the game and not let them dictate the tempo.
Coach Zach Hilber's with us on This Week in Laker Football. The Lakers taking on Stony Creek at West Bloomfield High School on Friday. The kickoff at 7 o'clock, and our coverage with the Laker pregame show beginning at 6:30. And This Week in Laker Football will be re-airing at 6 o'clock before that. Coach, the first 2 games of the season, both on Thursday, so regular schedule, so to speak, minus with the difference being the day that you're playing the game. But this week, you get the extra day of rest playing on a Friday after a Thursday game. How does that play into how your team prepares for that game, both in having that extra rest, I'd imagine, is quite key, but also having that extra day to really refine your game plan?
Yeah, it gives you another day to like watch their stuff and make sure that you're positive in what they're trying to do to you and what we want to do to try to attack them, which is nice. And it also gets us on a little bit more of a regular schedule. And playing on Thursday, we had to bump everything up a day and start our game prep and our install on Saturday, which you just feel disjointed from the game. Where now it's like we are working all week towards Friday, and I don't know, maybe in my brain it's a little bit easier, and hopefully in the kids it is too.
Coach, any lasting thoughts as we move on from the Groves game on to Stony Creek on Friday, or things we should be looking out for from your team going forward?
I just hope that we bring energy and excitement, because this league is really difficult and it's challenging, and we get to, like I said, come out here and play our first game at home, and I know the kids will be excited, and I hope the atmosphere is as good as it usually is at Family Fun Night, because it's a pretty cool, special day.
Yeah, 3 big games for the Lakers, and there are only 3 home games this season. Stony Creek kicks it off a couple weeks from now. It's another Rochester area team, and Rochester Adams coming into town, and finally the penultimate game of the season against Southfield A&T at Laker Stadium at the Swamp. The Lakers kick off Friday at 7 o'clock against the Stony Creek Cougars at West Bloomfield High School. Our coverage will begin at 6 o'clock with This Week in Laker Football and a Laker pregame show at 6:30. It's also Family Fun Night. If you want to come out to the high school from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock, games just outside of the stadium, and kids get into the game for free if they're wearing their West Bloomfield School District spirit wear. More information on WBSD.org. For the entire West Bloomfield Lakers football team and our team at Civic Center TV, I'm Tyler Keefe, thanking you for tuning in once again to This Week in Laker Football.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy, and if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Family fun night at West Bloomfield High School, but the fun has just begun. Good evening and welcome to another exhilarant night of West Bloomfield Lakers football. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside the Michigan man, Matt Catoni, on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. You can also join us on the web on Facebook on facebook.com/Civic Center TV 15 and facebook.com/West Bloomfield Schools tonight and all throughout the Lakers season. And of course, invite you to tune in and give us your thoughts during the football game on our YouTube channel at Civic Center TV. And Matt, it's been an exciting season so far for the Lakers, taking care of business in both Week 1 and Week 2 against a couple of very formidable squads.
Yeah, really winning 2 tough games to start off the season, and that's just a phenomenal way to really, if the Lakers want to accomplish what they're set out to. The defense has looked dominant so far without one of their top players in Kari Jackson, and that's really what's really stood out to me. It's just how dominant that this front seven has been so far.
It has been a dominant performance from the front seven. The offense has also been on fire, particularly last week, putting up 41 points against the Birmingham Groves Falcons on the road. That's after an exciting finish in Week 1 at the Zenith Prep Kickoff Classic against Chippewa Valley, where they won by 1 point, much like your Lions did last night, 22-21 against Chippewa Valley, and that's where the Lakers come in 2-0 in this performance, and Stony Creek coming in at 1-1, and the Lakers right now right atop the OAA Red Division in a 3-way tie with Rochester Adams and next week's opponent in Lake Orion. This is a very big game for the Lakers on their schedule because now you're in the thick of OAA Red Division play over the next several weeks. You're going through the entirety of this portion of the league before you ultimately see Southfield A&T in the penultimate week of the season, and then Oak Park to finish off the regular season. This is the time the Lakers need to take what they've learned over the first couple of weeks, the positives, and build on those positives, but also work through those negatives too, because you're getting into the best teams in the local area.
Yeah, it's really... You saw where you measured up with Chippewa in Week 1. They're really one of the best teams in the state year in and year out. So now it's really going to be interesting to see how West Bloomfield sees where they stack up with their own division and how they can take that experience with Chippewa and apply that to their own division.
Plenty more to get to on our Laker pregame show on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM, as well as on social media all throughout the greater West Bloomfield community. We'll continue on in just a few minutes. You're watching and listening to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Getting fired up to go back to school? Brush up on your fire safety at West Bloomfield Fire Department's Open House, Sunday, October 3rd from noon to 3 p.m. Embrace safety and celebrate 100 years of service from our West Bloomfield Fire Department, October 3rd at Fire Station 1 on Orchard Lake Road, plus coverage from us right here at Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Kieft and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Inside your brain is the control center for how you think, talk, learn, and remember. 10 tips to keep it healthy. Get moving. Read a book. Reduce stress. Sleep well. Eat healthy. Quit smoking. Manage your blood pressure. Challenge your mind. Wear a helmet. Stay social. Be mindful of brain health now to help prevent things like dementia later. Learn more at michigan.gov/mybrainhealth.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. You can also find us online, civiccentertv.com/Lakersports, and on the Facebook pages of Civic Center TV and the West Bloomfield School District. There is a guy that's been coming up big for the Lakers this season, Matt. Rick Nance, the quarterback, a fantastic start in weeks 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's really been on fire to start off the year. The deep ball has been phenomenal, but what's really impressed me is how reliable he's been as a runner and just really sacrificing his body and really being willing to do what's necessary to get those extra yards.
At 225 yards passing for 3 touchdowns last week on the road at Birmingham Groves, his first time on the field back at West Bloomfield High School since a performance he's probably not too happy about last fall in the playoffs. His first game back off of injury against Cass Tech, most definitely his worst performance of last season, and looking to make for a senior season that puts him atop the record books in West Bloomfield. Currently, he is 11 passing touchdowns away from the school record held by Bryce Veasley. After last week's performance, where he put up those 225 yards, Rick Nance currently sits at just over 3,550 career passing yards and moved into second all-time on the list. Quite a ways to go. 6,002 yards by Bryce Veasley is the school record. And there's one of the guys that's going to help him build those records in his senior season. Elijah Durham, the wide receiver, speedy guy, great hands, been getting into open field by running his routes to a T this season.
Yeah, he's really been phenomenal to start off this year. His and Nance's chemistry and just ability to connect on these deep balls have been phenomenal. He's really established himself as a Lakers top deep ball threat, and he's just been amazing to watch so far this year.
3 touchdowns on the season, over 200, just near 250 yards receiving for the Lakers, and all of that on just 7 receptions and 13 targets. Elijah Durham, the junior, wanted to make an impact from the jump for the Lakers this season and has most definitely done this so far. And Matt, that wide receiving core, so versatile, so talented, been able to make some really big plays, and arguably has been what's been the strongest point for the Lakers on the offensive side of the ball. But this guy, Cam Flowers, in the Laker number 6 last week, really opened up that running game.
Yeah, Cam Flowers last week was really impressive. He really ran the ball like a running back out of that slot position. It's really just been phenomenal to watch how he just ran with authority and refused to go down at the first touch and just not taking anything for granted and just going for that extra yard. And it really paid through with some of those touchdown runs.
137 total offensive yards last week for Cam Flowers. That included 2 touchdowns on the ground for the the junior who transferred in from Ann Arbor, Huron, where he had a prolific season last year for Ann Arbor, Huron at the wide receiver position, and over 500 yards receiving for that squad in 2022, 2023, and already off to a great start here in West Bloomfield. And someone that can pair up with Josh Tate in the background. It can get outside the tackles, that can make some really big plays. And what was key to last week, and this is something that these guys have talked about, those upfield blocks you're seeing as Nigel Dunton walks through. Elijah Durham also emphasized this on Twitter earlier on this week. Really key to opening up that running game.
Yeah. And really, you mentioned Josh Tate's blocking ability, and that's something that's really stood out to me, especially last week, not just in the run game when the wide receivers are getting carries, him just being selfless and just putting his body out there and making that extra block to really spring these runs. But in the passing game as well, Josh Tate has been phenomenal blocking for quarterback Rick Nance.
And that's the kind of stuff that head coaches, that your offensive coaches, that your position coaches love to see, especially in the wide receivers room. Making plays away from the football. Making plays away from the football is such a key to playing a quality game all across the season. And we can't discount the play of Stony Creek, also a 1-and-1 team that plays excellent football, a very quick-paced offense, a team that you need to be versatile and you need to be smart, and that certainly defines their quarterback, Jaden McCarthy, who is big. You can see he's physical, he's tough, but he runs really well for a quarterback of his size, Matt.
Yeah, really, you can tell he's physical because on the depth chart, he's also listed as a linebacker, and you don't really see that these days with high school quarterbacks because really, from my experience, typically they don't want them getting hit even in practice to any extent. But against this Lakers defense, that's something he's going to have to be as physical because I'm sure Brandon Davis is going to definitely treat him with some physicality.
Yeah, the Stony Creek team not afraid to be physical in the trenches, but also with some great speed outside the tackles and the wide receiver core. You're seeing in the number 2 there, Andrew Napolitano, a key target for this Cougars team, a big man on that team last season, a playmaker with Justin Taylor at the quarterback position, and continuing to keep this Stony Creek team in ball games. His relationship with Jaden McCarthy has been potent so far this season, and he's that kind of mold of a player that Stony Creek loves to have at the wide receiver position. You can throw him in the backfield too, and you also have Parks you're seeing on the field right now, or Kyle Parks, one of their running backs. This is a team that likes to put a lot of different players in a lot of different positions on the offensive side of the ball and really keep their defenses that they're facing guessing all throughout the ball game.
Yeah, I'm going to look for Stony Creek to really try and shake things up as much as possible and keep West Bloomfield guessing. You know, there's a lot of talent on this Lakers defense, so they're going to really have to try and keep them on their toes if they want to get anything going against this defense.
This Stony Creek team was able to keep with the Lakers throughout the majority of the first half 1 year ago in their territory. Now they come to West Bloomfield on Family Fun Night, one of just 3 home games for the L-Boys this season. We'll talk more about that. We'll talk about where this team is at and the utmost importance of this ball game coming up next. You're watching and listening to the Laker pregame show on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Kieft and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Stormwater travels through a vast system of pipes and pumps to move water away from our homes to a water treatment plant and back into the Great Lakes.
Our system is not designed to handle rainfall from extreme storms that can lead to freeway flooding and basement backups.
Help protect your property and your community by making sure storm drains are clean and avoid using your washing machine so as not to overload the system during a storm. Keep our system fresh and flowing. It's all one water.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first, I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. The captains for both of these squads taking the field for the coin toss tonight. And looks like the Lakers have chosen their side of the field. Stony Creek will receive the kick to start the game. So the Lakers will get the ball in the second half. Stony Creek will start off with the football tonight. And Matt, that could be a big move for the West Bloomfield Lakers to ultimately not be taking the kickoff at the beginning of the game, deferring to the second half or receiving the ball in the second half as opposed to Stony Creek, because that team's offense is so versatile. It is so run and gun and has so much variation to it. For a defense as potent as the Lakers, figuring that out early could be a huge key to this ball game tonight.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, this is a potent offense, so really picking up an extra possession in the second half could be key if this ends up being a shootout. So picking up that extra possession in the second half allows the Lakers to not only gauge themselves more defensively and know how to come out and attack them defensively in the second half, but also allows them to, potentially come out in the second half and get an extra scoring before they can touch it.
Something that sets the Lakers apart has been the execution that this offense has been able to employ this season. You're seeing right now Ken Rice, the offensive coordinator, talking with some of the assistant coaches down on the field as they get ready for this game. And so far, these have sort of been very offense-heavy games. The defense has set them up incredibly well, limiting points against Chippewa Valley, really limiting points last week. But that offense, having that balance, having the run game support the pass game, has been huge for the Lakers in these first 2 weeks.
Yeah, really, you hear of people saying using the run game to open up the pass, when in reality, these past few weeks, the Lakers have been doing exactly the opposite. We've seen them attack downfield, get it to Elijah Durham early, deep downfield, and we've seen that really open up the run game for the Lakers and allow them to take control of the ball in the second half.
Those special uniforms you're seeing as the Lakers, led by Brandon Davis Swain at the front of the line, head off the field before their big entrance, is because tonight's Family Fun Night at West Bloomfield High School. Their special camouflage jerseys with the black numbers and the white trim around them taking the field tonight. Fans wearing their spirit wear as well, Matt, and there's nothing quite like that home environment on Friday nights in the state of Michigan. High school football and at the Swamp, it is such a raucous environment. This community loves its football team, and it's even more important in a season like this because they're so limited in how many games the Lakers are going to have at home.
Yeah, one of just 3 home games for the Lakers, and it being Family Fun Night just adds that much more to it. It's just, they got to take advantage of this game tonight. It's their opening game in the division. They got to start it off with a win, with it being one of the few home games that they have this year.
Yeah, Stony Creek is also a team that you are not to sleep on. A team that is a 3-time OAA champion back in the OAA White Division. A team that was 500 last season, but really challenged Rochester in the first round of the playoffs. And it's just a few seasons removed from being one of the winningest teams in the OAA and advancing into the playoffs. And that's really what this comes down to in OAA Red Division play, Matt. You can't take a week off. You can't take a series off because this is the most competitive division in the Oakland Activities Association. situation, which is one of the most competitive conferences in all of the MHSAA.
Yeah, really, if you're in this division, you're amongst the best no matter who you are. So really, there's no off weeks in this division. So you have to attack it week by week. You can't take any weeks off. And we're going to need to see a disciplined Lakers team this week. And we can't really see those second half penalties that we've really seen these past few weeks.
Yeah, and it's not that penalties have been really much of a big issue for the Lakers so far that season. That's kind of a two-pronged situation for this team. On the one hand, those penalties that they have accumulated haven't set them back too much because of the situations they've been in, because of the way they've been able to execute against these teams. But in the long run, the more you're making those mistakes, those mental errors, those frustration penalties, that can set you back against some of the better teams in the state of Michigan, starting off this week playing Rochester Hills, Stony Creek. Then you go on the road to play Lake Orion. Then you come back home to play Rochester Adams, all of which could potentially be teams you're seeing undefeated with momentum early on in the season.
Yeah, it's really all about building good habits. And right now, you need to get those bad penalties out of your system, really get back to being a disciplined football team and not really making those mental mistakes that give your opponent any slight edge. You really want to have those grinded out of your system by the time you're playing teams like Clarkson and Rochester Adams.
We're also seeing our police on the field there, the police and fire departments celebrated tonight at Family Fun Night. They'll be participating in the Star Spangled Banner, the singing of the national anthem at midfield with the Laker Express just before kickoff tonight. And this has been such a great night, Matt, because Family Fun Night brings not just the football team, not just our first responders, but the entire community out to West Bloomfield High School, and also invites in a neighboring community in Rochester Hills, Stony Creek, as their team continues to stay on the field and really prepare itself for a big game for their side of the coin as well.
Yeah, it's really a big game for them as well because they can really prove themselves as, we're here. We may have not performed as we had hoped last season, but now, we're going to establish ourselves amongst the best in the OAA Red and really just come out and punch the Lakers in the mouth. This is really probably their plan.
Yeah, Rochester Hills, Stony Creek last week on the road, just a little ways up the street to our west, was able to take care of business at Bloomfield Hills High School, a 57-7 blowout on the road last week, and that's after a tough week one loss to Harper Woods. Now they come into West Bloomfield hoping to pick up their first OAA Red Division win and get back out of 500 and into the win column. The Lakers hoping to go 3-0. We'll come back after a short break. More of the Laker pregame show on your exclusive home for Laker football, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know. Inside your brain is the control center for how you think, talk, learn, and remember. 10 tips to keep it healthy. Get moving. Read a book. Reduce stress. Sleep well. Eat healthy. Quit smoking. Manage your blood pressure. Challenge your mind. Wear a helmet. Stay social. Be mindful of brain health now to help prevent things like dementia later. Learn more at michigan.gov/mybrainhealth.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Tyler Keefe alongside Matt Catoni on your exclusive home for Laker football. You can always find us each and every week, whether your L-Boys are home or away, on civiccentertv.com/Lakersports, on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15, and on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield School District. And find us on YouTube at Civic Center TV, your exclusive home for West Bloomfield Laker football, as the Laker faithful have come in droves to this first home game of the season. Just 3 home games for the Lakers in the 2023-24 regular season. They'll have Rochester Hills, Stony Creek tonight, Rochester Adams in a couple of weeks, and then the second to last game of the season, Matt, is against Southfield A&T. But for the Lakers tonight, all focus is on Rochester Hills, Stony Creek, a team that has a really varied offense that both supports the run and the pass, likes to play quickly, likes to hurry it up. And so for the Lakers, what are you looking for them to do to answer that sort of pace of play that comes out of Rochester Hills, Stony Creek?
Yeah, really just, again, like we've been saying the past few weeks, staying disciplined, but in another sense. This is not necessarily in terms of penalties and making mistakes, but rather just, holding their water, not necessarily trying to make the big plays right away, but really making the right plays and forcing the offense to become one-dimensional.
Yeah, and what you're seeing right now is, of course, the wrapping up of Family Fun Night, an annual tradition for the Lakers. Typically, it's not so early in the season, but again, because of those limited number of home games, fans came out tonight early, 5 o'clock. They got in here to have a whole lot of fun. Fans are coming into the stadium now. They got their Lakers spirit wear on. For the students, that's getting them in for free. Other students you saw there in camo, and here's the color guard to celebrate the colors tonight on the field. And that's after we had celebrated them as part of Family Fun Night. Part of it is to get a focus on all the different community organizations in our local area, but also those that are putting their lives on the line every single day, whether it is domestically here in the greater West Bloomfield community, our police and fire departments, or our military, all of whom were celebrated tonight at Laker Stadium just outside before tonight's football game. As you see the color guard making their way to midfield, the Laker Express will sing the Star Spangled Banner tonight as the Lakers get ready for their first home matchup. And Matt, this is what the community is all about. This is what high school football is all about, bringing the community together. And what better way to do that than on Family Fun Night, and also recognize so many community organizations and our local heroes.
Yeah, really, high school football is not just really about the team. It's really about the community, because that's really who builds up the team over the years. You see the kids grow up in the community, and really just watching the community come together as a whole to watch them grow.
We've seen this community grow around its team over the last 15 years or so. The Ron Bellamy era, growing this program into prominence in the state of Michigan, nationally recognized as one of the better programs in the state of Michigan, a great place to look from the next level for talent. And on this football team, chock full of guys that will be playing on Saturdays next year, and those that are going to be getting some serious consideration at the college level going forward as the Lakers get ready to take the field and hear the raucous sounds of the Swamp for the first time this season. Brandon Davis-Swain again leading the charge for the Lakers as that line comes through. Cam Flowers, an emerging leader, also there to your right side as the tunnel is up and the Lakers are ready to take the field at West Bloomfield High School. That first moment of excitement for the students coming back, getting that game day experience, getting that Friday Night Lights experience. Stoney is there from 97, won the ticket, and we got to congratulate him on a wonderful career as he'll wrap up the bulk of his career, his everyday work, at the end of the NFL season this year. And for the Lakers, that means more time with Stoney at the Swamp going forward, being their in-stadium announcer. And here come the Lakers, their first home game, the theatrics on the field early on. Nigel Dunton doing his best impression of the cheer team, getting this team ready for a big football game tonight. 12 minutes are going on the clock, and soon, just a few moments away, we will kick off this ball game between the West Bloomfield Lakers, coming in 2-0 after defeating both Clinton Township Chippewa Valley and Birmingham Groves, and the 1-1 Stony Creek Cougars with a loss in Week 1 to Harper Woods, and a big win in the OAA White Division in a crossover matchup with Bloomfield Hills last week. Matt, this is an exciting football game, an exciting start to the home schedule for the Lakers, but it all begins first with the Star-Spangled Banner, as we recognize those that have served our country, including those on the field as we speak from the U.S. military. Various branches, local military are on the field, the police and fire departments as well, and the teams removing their helmets, facing the flag, as one of the flags on the field comes from the Stony Creek Cougars, making their way to their student section, which has a decent turnout so far as their fans continue to file in on a busy night at West Bloomfield High School with Family Fun Night and the first home game of the season for the Lakers and the Laker faithful. This is high school football all across the state of Michigan. You can tune in every single week for Laker football right here on Civic Center TV and on 89.3 Lakes FM on a TV and radio side. And we also invite you to join us online. There's several different places you can find us on our website, civiccentertv.com/Lakersports, on Facebook at Civic Center TV, and on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield School District. And find us on YouTube as well at Civic Center TV. Hey, we're paying attention all throughout the game. We want to hear your thoughts on your hometown football team all throughout the game. Give them a shout out, cheer your team on, and we might give your thoughts out on the air as well as you join us tonight for Laker football. Just a few minutes away, Matt, and you can feel the environment at West Bloomfield High School. You can feel that the energy is there. This team is excited about this season. The fan base is excited, and there's nothing like a home football game, as we'll listen in for the Star-Spangled Banner at West Bloomfield High School with Laker Express. Laker Express singing the Star-Spangled Banner in the first home game of the season for the West Bloomfield Lakers at Laker Stadium. The Swamp in full effect tonight at West Bloomfield High School. The Lakers taking on the Stony Creek Cougars. The football players will take the field now at West Bloomfield High School. Get ready for the kickoff of OAA Red Division play, one of the most competitive divisions in all the state of Michigan.
Yeah, really, in one of just 3 home games, like we've seen, that makes it all the more important. The fans and really community seem to have almost recognized that, aside from just Family Fun Night. Pretty much everyone is here. It seems like the stadium's packed, the parking lot is packed, and it's just going to be fun and interesting to see how this Lakers team responds to the community showing out for them.
And Rochester Hills, Stony Creek coming in looking to make their mark. And what better way to do that than to come into another team's home territory, a team with big expectations behind them that's had a big performance on the field to start off the season, both games on the road. And Lakers played that role last week of spoiler in the home on the home field for Birmingham Groves. Rochester Hills, Stony Creek looking to do the same tonight. And this is a team that kept close with the Lakers in 2022 on their home field.
Yeah, really, and a lot of similarities to Birmingham Groves last week as well, because really entering that week last week for Groves as well, they had recently blown out the opponent that they had played the week before. The Lakers came out, really accounted, and didn't just underestimate their opponent, so it's going to be interesting to see if they do the same thing again this week.
Lakers will kick off to Rochester Hills, Stony Creek. Lakers will get the ball to begin the second half. But for tonight, Stony Creek going to take the ball first in this ball game, get that run and gun offense on the field. As for the West Bloomfield Lakers, Justin Ward, another great kicker from the Ward family here for the West Bloomfield Lakers, will kick the ball off. A sort of line drive kick down, and it will bounce into the end zone. That will be a touchback, and so we will start in mostly favorable territory on their side of the field for Stony Creek tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the Lakers come out, because really, like you said, this Stony Creek offense is unpredictable, so it's going to be interesting to see what type of personnel the Lakers send out to prepare for that.
Nick Merlo in the 6th season at the helm as head coach of Rochester Hills, Stony Creek, won 24 games in his career there, 22 losses, but also been very successful in the seasons. They have had more wins in the columns than losses, and even last season, the 5-5 season, but one where they made the playoffs. They were highly competitive, and this is a team that's got one of the most unique offenses in the OAA Red. Quarterback Jaden McCarthy starting off in the pistol, 2 men in the backfield. Snaps the ball and hands it off. Around the tackles, breaking free at the 25 to the 30-yard line and taken down on first down. Kyle Parks, the senior, with a nice run to start the ball game.
Yeah, that's really been the only glaring issue with this Lakers defense this first few weeks is those chunk runs where they really give up 8 to 12 yards and just really get the the offense a good start on first down.
That'll be another first down now, 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line for Rochester Hills, Stony Creek. As Jaden McCarthy looks at the sideline, gets the play call. 2 men in the backfield. It's Adam Bazzi alongside Kyle Parks. Also twins out to the right. Man in motion is Rex Shackelford. Snapping a fake handoff. McCarthy taking it right, getting chased, throws the ball away, and out of bounds, incomplete in the territory of Adam Bazzi, and that'll cause second down. That pressure, Matt, starting to play a factor early on. That's something that really helped the Lakers last week at Groves.
Yeah, we saw last week Groves try a lot of the same things, really play fakes and stuff like that, and the Lakers defense did not bite on it whatsoever, and we see that on Stony Creek's first attempt on a play fake, and I wonder if that'll be the same thing this whole week as well.
11-19 to go in the first quarter. It's a tie ball game early in this matchup between the Lakers and Stony Creek. Second down and 10 from the 32-yard line. McCarthy in the shotgun takes the snap, toss off to the running back. He'll run up the left side and get about the 35-yard line. Gain about 3, maybe 4 yards again for Kyle Parks.
Yeah, that looked like one of the new kind of new variation of the toss that we're seeing nowadays, where you toss it, but instead of going towards the outside, the runner cuts back inside. He picks up 4 yards, but something that we've seen this Lakers run defense do all year. They swarm to the ball and make sure he doesn't gain anything extra.
Yeah, Blake Simmons ultimately the one for the Lakers to wrap him up and take him down on second down. That will bring it now to third down and about 7 for Stony Creek with 11-10 to go in the first quarter at West Bloomfield High School. And Stony Creek, for as fast-paced as their offense can be, they do have that sort of variation between really going quickly with their offense and taking their time, moving down the field and discussing it with their teams. But in this case, it is a penalty. It's a personal foul on the defense and a personal foul on the offense. Those offsetting penalties going to ultimately still keep it at third down and 7.
Yeah, but that goes back to what we were talking about before the game, limiting those personal fouls, those just really mental mistakes and penalties that can give your opponent any edge. Yeah, it gets canceled out here, but had they not made that mistake of their own, that's a 15-yard penalty on the offense.
Just a little bit under 50 seconds into this game, 11-11 to go in the first quarter. Tie ball game between the Cougars of Stony Creek and West Bloomfield High School. On third down, McCarthy. Again in the backfield and shotgun. 2 men in the backfield with him. Hands it up. Now they go off the right side. Parks again breaks free at the 40. Gets past the line to gain at the 45 and finally taken down. Another first down for Rochester Hills. Stony Creek starting off with a bang tonight.
Yeah, really coming out in the shotgun or pistol really after running it a bunch of times this drive. Really expecting it to pass on that 3rd and medium. They catch the Lakers off guard and pull off another chunk run for a first down.
They're doing a nice job of kind of bouncing in the backfield a little bit, dancing in the backfield, and going outside the tackles, letting those blockers get into their motion first after the snap before executing that run. On first down and 10 now at the 47-yard line, Jaden McCarthy again in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, hand it off again to Parks, takes it up the right side, gets a yard, maybe 2. And that'll be second down.
Yeah, you see them try and do a little bit of misdirection right there as well. Motioning that receiver on the left side in, trying to get the Lakers defense to bite on that, make them think the play is going that way. Run goes to the opposite side and they don't fall forward and they get him for a minimal gain.
Kamari Pittman and Xavier Davis, the key tacklers on that play, limiting that run from Kyle Parks. And this is a team that likes to put multiple guys in the backfield. So far, they've kind of stuck to having a fullback just a couple yards up from the quarterback and really running that ball with Kyle Parks. Not yet to pass the ball tonight. Snap and a faked handoff. McCarthy takes it to the right side, dives for those extra yards, and advances forward in the plus territory down to the Laker 48.
Yeah, that, again, like you said pregame, that this offense is very tricky and can feature a lot of variations. That looked like a triple option right there. Could have had the option to pass it, pulls it down right away and decides to run it and puts together a nice, decent run.
And a really nice heads-up play there, too, on the tackle from Bryce Rowe. Going low on McCarthy, knowing that this is a guy who likes to put his shoulder into you. He likes to use his size and his physicality in the run game to make up for what he may not have in speed compared to his predecessor, Justin Taylor. Third down now for Stony Creek at the Laker 48-yard line. Snap to McCarthy. Now he hands it off to Napolitano. Shifts up the middle and gets down to the 40. Stony Creek being crafty, using their eyes, and that veteran leadership in the skill positions coming into play so far for the Cougars.
Yeah, again, as we just keep on saying, a really tricky offense. That's really such a unique formation. I don't know if I've really seen a formation like that before. They come out in a pistol with the running back lined up next to the quarterback, but a tight end almost right underneath him. Really both able to serve as lead blockers on that run right there with Neapolitan.
8:35 to go in the first quarter. A tied ball game at West Bloomfield High School. Stony Creek began tonight's ball game with the football. After a touchback, have now danced in the Laker territory with the line of scrimmage now set at the 40-yard line of the Lakers. First down and 10 in this tie ball game at 0 for the Cougars. Jaden McCarthy takes the snap, hands this ball off, left side, outside the tackles to the 44-yard line, and finally taken down near the sideline. Sam Fogler gets his first touch of the night.
Yeah, pregame, we said that we were believing that Stony Creek was going to come out and try and punch the Lakers in the mouth to really establish themselves here tonight. And so far, that's really what they've been doing. A physical brand of football, just running it over and over again.
If you look at the Lakers in recent years, chunk plays have kind of been the bread and butter on the offensive side. What that means, more of their defense on the side on the field throughout the game, and perhaps Stony Creek is trying to keep the Lakers defense out there, get them tired as Fogler limped off the field on first down. Second down, about 6, handoff. Again, outside the tackle, shifty move to the 30, down to the 25, breaks free, and ultimately taken down about the 15-yard line on the tackle is Justin Tyler, and another first down for Stony Creek.
Yeah, really looked like it was a designed run on the interior at first. Really nice cut back there by Parks, and he's able to bite this off for a very nice chunk right there on first down.
Again, marching up the field, those exterior linemen pushing the edges and the defensive tackles inward to set up those runs outside the tackles, and whether it's been to the left side or the right, it's been working for the Cougars. So first down now on the Laker 20-yard line on the left hash. 7:04 to go in the first quarter in a 0-0 ball game at West Bloomfield High School. Man in motion for the Cougars. Snap to McCarthy. He fakes it to the man in motion. Quick skip past the Parks. It's incomplete, and then a hit after the play. No flag. And that will be second down.
Yeah, and again, a little bit of misdirection, another play fake there. But once again, the Lakers have not really been falling for those play action fakes so far this year. Able to prevent it, or it's a drop there nonetheless, but really would have been, if he had caught it, minimal gain.
That'll bring up a second down and 10 at the Laker 20-yard line. Still on the left hash with 6:44 to go in the first quarter. First OAA Red Division matchup for both of these teams. The Lakers, first of just 3 home games this season, as Stony Creek has their second game on the road in the first 3 weeks of the season. McCarthy in the shotgun, 2 men in the backfield, and the man in motion. Snap and he'll again fake the handoff on the option, ultimately ditches the play. The linebacker breaks outside, actually the defensive end, and Jonathan Gabriel. That will bring up third down.
Yeah, third play fake on the day for Stony Creek right there. Third time that they've been unsuccessful. 3 incompletions on play action attempts so far. And once again, it just really looks like that no team is going to be able to pull off any trickery on the Lakers on a play action.
That guy in the 45 for the Lakers, Jonathan Gabriel, a huge game last week. Several quarterback pressures, a sack on Birmingham Groves. And look, it's tough to get in the spotlight on the edges when you got Brandon Davis-Swain on the field, but don't discount the play of 45. Third down and 10 for Stony Creek, 6:42 to go in the first quarter on the Laker 20. McCarthy, quick pass outside, high but caught by Bazzi. Down to the 10-yard line, hit, but he breaks free and rolls down to the 6-yard line. That'll be a first and goal for Stony Creek.
Yeah, really the first time that Stony Creek has came out and really been able to get a pass off that wasn't a play action attempt. He's able to make a nice spin right there to pick up the first down, and now the Lakers defense is going to have to step up right here.
First play, it's a hurry up and a quick rush. Doesn't get much of anywhere, maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and that will bring up second and goal for Stony Creek at the Lakers 7-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like they tried to catch the Lakers off guard before they could get their goal line defense in. Just, they've been running it well so far this drive. They tried to get it in right there before the Lakers goal line could come in.
Already, Stony Creek having taken half of this quarter for this drive. Began after the touchback on the kickoff by the Lakers and taking their sweet time, a sustained drive and inching up the field. Second and goal, man in motion. Snap, McCarthy up to Kyle Parks, takes it up the gut, maybe gets a yard down the 6.5-yard line, and that will bring up third and goal.
Yeah, something we've seen from the Lakers so far this year. Once you get in the red zone on them, they really tighten up, and it's hard to get in to that end zone on them, really only giving up big play touchdowns so far this year.
Yeah, really just a few passing attempts so far tonight for Stony Creek. That run game been their bread and butter, but the Lakers going to really focus on that, as that's been where they've been able to open up this game tonight, Stony Creek, and Lakers can trust that secondary, one of the best in southeastern Michigan, if not across the entirety of Division I. Third and goal with 5:10 to go in the first quarter at the Lakers 6-yard line for Stony Creek. McCarthy in the gun, takes the snap, hands it off. Up the middle, Parks gets an opening, tries to get in, and ultimately taken down at the 1-yard line, goes for the reach, but a quick save for the West Bloomfield Lakers as Will Espy is able to get in. Let's take another look at this, a huge save for the Lakers as he breaks away from Jonathan Gabriel. Then Simmons gets in on that, Espy gets in on that, prevents the reach, and that brings up fourth and goal, and this looks like what we've seen so often from teams this season in these sort of situations. Go for it, deep in your opponent's territory. A chance to take an early lead for Stony Creek. That's what they'll do. Looking like a sneak. McCarthy under center, pushes forward, gets that extra push, and he's in. Touchdown, Stony Creek.
Yeah, really unfortunate there for the Lakers. You're able to get the gang tackle there at the goal line. Really would have been a huge stop, but unfortunately with a more physical and stronger quarterback like Stony Creek has, it really gives them an advantage on the goal line for those quarterback sneaks.
McCarthy able to get into the end zone his first time taking the ball up the gut. He has had a couple chances to rush on those option plays, but getting in, and now Stony Creek first to strike on the board tonight, 6-0, as Ubaidi will come in for the PAT. Good snap, good hold. Lakers get in there, but the kick gets off, and it is through. Stony Creek, the first to strike on the scoreboard tonight, a 7-0 game. Let's take another look at that 4th and goal. The big quarterback going up the middle, getting that extra push. And for Stony Creek, could not have been a better first drive to show the Lakers what you're made of in 2023.
Yeah, really a crucial first drive of the year now for the Lakers offense. Stony Creek comes out, takes up 8 minutes in the first quarter. So now it's just going to be important for this Lakers offense to come out here and answer this touchdown by Stony Creek, but not necessarily too fast, because now you also have to consider giving that defensive break after they were just out there for so long.
This Lakers staff does not discount any opponent they go up against, whether it's the teams that have contended in recent seasons or teams that have been sort of middle of the road in their division like Stony Creek. This is the OAA Red. You can't take any game off, and the Lakers certainly not going to take this game lightly as they'll get their first offensive drive. You could see a lot of these sorts of games going forward where there's going to be some adversity, there's going to be close matchups. The Lakers going on the road next week to Lake Orion, a team that is already off to a hot start, 2-0 to start the season coming into week 3. Next week, their matchup tonight against Oxford before they see the Lakers on Dragon Field next week. Beatty, a short kickoff toward the 35-yard line, caught by the Lakers. On his feet is Dunton to the 40-yard line, about the 42. And that is where the Lakers will start their first offensive drive of the night in fantastic territory.
Yeah, something that we've really been seeing these past few weeks that's starting to become a theme for these kickoffs. Teams really not wanting to kick it back to the Lakers return men, but not really taking into account that some of their up men could be, in their own right, or could be dangerous return men.
It's also been dangerous for those special teams units. Got to have your best hands guys on those short kicks. We saw that come into play last week for Groves. The penalty ultimately brought that ball back to the Lakers and happened to Groves later on, with the Lakers benefiting. First down and 10 for West Bloomfield at the 42-yard line on their side of the field. Nance in the shotgun, nobody in the backfield. Looking, getting chased, throws it just in time. Nance way down the field, and he is caught! It has happened again! Elijah Durham breaks free, gets under the football, and he scores! Touchdown, WB!
You see the defensive back blitzing in right there. Nance just unfazed whatsoever, knows he has enough time, stays in the pocket, and delivers a strike to his favorite deep ball target, Elijah Durham, who just always finds a way to start off the game with a touchdown.
Durham now on the season, the top scorer for this West Bloomfield Lakers team, his 4th touchdown of the season, and the Lakers, I don't care how tired my defense is. We're going for it all, and we're going for it right away. You show us what you're made of, we'll show you what we're made of. The PAT for Ward. Snap is high. The kick is ultimately up and good. Tied 7-7 between the Lakers and Stony Creek with 3:32 to go in the first quarter. You're watching and listening to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Coming back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Also, thank you for joining us tonight on the Civic Center TV Facebook page and the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield School District, as well as on YouTube at Civic Center TV. You can join us every single week, including for tonight's big game against Stony Creek, off to a hot start, and next week an even bigger game also on the road for the Lakers once again at Lake Orion. As Ward kicks this ball off, another booming kick into the end zone. Again will be a touchback, and Stony Creek will have their second drive in the first quarter. And it's been less than a minute since they got off the field the last time their offense was out there. And for the Lakers, that means the defense that's had a lot to face so far this game.
Yeah, you really can't turn down a touchdown, but you got to feel for that Lakers defense out there for 8 minutes. But just look at that pass right there. Just a beautiful throw by Nance once again, really showing just how talented he is as a deep passer, and once again connecting with Elijah Durham for a touchdown.
Deadly initial jump for 14 with Elijah Durham, his 4th touchdown of the season. But 1 touchdown already on the board for Stony Creek. We're tied 7-7. Their second drive of the game begins once again at their 20-yard line with 3:32 to go in the first quarter. McCarthy lined up, quick pass outside the Parks, caught. He gets to 25 to 30, advances, puts his shoulder into it, and knocked out of bounds. But again, first play of the drive, and it's a first down for Stony Creek.
Yeah, another impressive play right there for Parks, really getting the ball, just recognizing that if he could get downhill fast right there, he'd be able to pick up the first down. Just puts his shoulder down and doesn't even question it to get the extra yards.
Nigel Dunton lays the wood and knocks him out of bounds, preventing any further damage on that first play. And with a little bit over 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, it'll be another first down, this time at the Laker 31-yard line for Stony Creek. McCarthy takes the snap, another quick pass outside the Parks, and he is stopped short of the line of scrimmage. A big play by Bryce Rowe getting in it and taking down the receiver quickly after that catch.
Yeah, once again, like we've talked about, today it's going to be about discipline. We're seeing the Stony Creek offense come out and show a lot of similar looks over and over again. So that's something that the Lakers are going to have to keep in mind and really stay disciplined and really hold them accountable for when they call the same play over and over again.
2.5 left in the first quarter. It's second down, just a few yards, second and short for Stony Creek. Tied ball game at 7. McCarthy snapping a handoff, another big run up the gut, down to the 39, maybe the 40-yard line. That time it's for Lakowski of Stony Creek. His first touch of the night sets up a really nice play after that run.
Yeah, you really hate to give up a run like that for the Lakers right there on second down, setting up a really third and manageable, and now really you're going to have to come up strong right here to get off the field.
The Stony Creek team, look at that offensive line. Look at those skill players, so big. Adam Bazzi, their tight end, and the number 6 for Stony Creek is also a all-state wrestler, an honorable mention in lacrosse in the backfield. And McCarthy, the big quarterback, takes the snap. Quick toss and a scamper back to the 40, but stuffed by the Lakers. They take him back. Jameer Benjamin, one of the key tacklers, celebrating after the play. Another big stop on the run game for the Lakers.
Yep, really stepping up right there. Again, a call that they made earlier in this game, their first drive, were really one of their first plays that they called. So with that inside toss, Lakers don't remember it, and they just step up and don't give up any yards right there on third down.
Another big stop for Will Espy. Kieran Hughes also in on that as Jameer Benjamin helps to finish it off. Fourth down for Stony Creek. Again, they're going to go for it. 1 minute to go in the first quarter at the Laker 40. McCarthy going hard count. Open for a jump to advance the chains. Parks moves up. Bunch formation with the running backs in the backfield. McCarthy takes the snap. Will go himself. Lakers lay wood, and they're going to stop him. Half a yard short, turnover on downs, and after a quick offensive drive for the Lakers to start the game, they'll get great field position and take over the ball.
Yeah, Stony Creek really taking advantage of McCarthy's build right there, being a bigger quarterback, run for short yardage. And unfortunately, they come up short right there and aren't able to get the first down. Lakers taking over.
But it was right there. The Stony Creek Cougars fighting for every single inch. They advance up to the 41-yard line and just come shy of the 42, which was the line to gain. So now Zach Hilbers in his third game as head coach, going up against a very gutsy coach on the other side in his own right, and Nick Merlo in his 6th season, and looking to continue a very hot start to his head coaching career after 17 seasons as an assistant at his alma mater. First down and 10 for the Lakers will be at the 41-yard line. A sideline warning comes in now. A lot of discussion after that play. It was close. Stony Creek believed that they had it. The Lakers knew wasn't the case. Both teams arguing their case, and maybe a little bit too much discussion on the sidelines. But game action continues with 44 seconds to go in the first quarter in this tied ball game. Nance in the gun, trips right, now quads right. Quick pass to Jaden Allos, it's low and it's dropped. hits the ground before it gets in his hands. That'll be a second down.
Yeah, really unfortunate right there. Really looked like there was something there. Just hate to see that right there. Just a bad throw. Really just one that gets away from you. Can't really say anything about it. Just got to move on to the next snap and just make the next throw.
Yeah, sometimes those quarterbacks make those quick throws, don't quite get their feet set, get that twist in their hips, that power, that drive, and that's what happens in that situation. Nonetheless, 2nd and 10 for the Lakers. Nance in the gun, takes the snap, a great block in the backfield, throws the ball down the field, it is caught, and it just slips out on the tackle. So close, inside the 15, and unfortunately a drop there on 2nd down for Marquise Morris.
Yeah, really just a case of great defense, great offense right there. Really a phenomenal throw right there, standing in the pocket and taking the hit and really standing in there to make a throw. But unfortunately, Stony Creek is in position there to break that up.
Just underestimated where that football was going to be by an inch. Hits his shoulder pad and ultimately hits the ground. 34 seconds to go in the first quarter. 3rd and 10 for the Lakers at Stony Creek's 41. Nance with Tate in the backfield. The snap, getting chased, throwing it down the field. Another bomb pass over the head and caught and in the end zone on a diving play. Marquise Morris gets 6.
Morris found his way to the end zone a lot last week, and now it just appears to be more of the same. Once again, Stony Creek blitzing. Lakers account for it, keep the running back in. Nance stays in the pocket once again and delivers a strike for Morris for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Just really impressive stuff from Nance right now as a deep ball thrower.
And resilience, too. That has been one of the main stories of this Lakers team all season long. They take what they get, they take their medicine, and they move on. 13-7. PAT is up, it is low, and ultimately no good. Another missed PAT, the 2nd miss of the season for Justin Ward, leaves this at a 13-7 score. And again, that story of resilience comes into play as the Lakers, a slow start to that drive, a couple of passes that didn't go in their favor. One was a low pass to hit the ground, the next one being one just off the shoulder pad of Marquise Morris. But hey, one play gets done, you move on to the next one, and you saw how that happens. Take another look at this touchdown pass. Over the head of him, he reaches out, he barely pulls that in, he's tripping, he's falling, he's doing a somersault, might as well do a do-si-do after that. It ultimately pulls in the tutty.
Really the most impressive part about that is he stays up just long enough so that way he falls in the end zone, because it's not like this is the NFL or anything like that. Once his elbow or knee touches the ground, he is down. So if even his elbow just barely touches the ground, Lakers have the ball at the 1 and he doesn't have his touchdown. So really just an impressive play all around right there, the throw and the catch.
5 targets so far in the season for Marquise Morris for 92 yards on 4 receptions. And now that his 2nd touchdown of the season for the Lakers, a guy who last year, most of his action on the offensive side was as a ball carrier. 4 carries last season for just 7 yards. And off to a hot start in 2023. Low kick for Ward to about the 32-yard line, but whistles on the kickoff. We'll probably see this one again with 27 seconds to go in the first quarter. Take a moment here and see what exactly happened there. It may have just been... Okay, Stoney said it best. Offside for the Lakers, lined up incorrectly, so they will have to kick this ball off again to Stony Creek. The kick was very low on that first attempt for Justin Ward. We'll kick off from the left side of the field on the Lakers side at the 40-yard line with Kyle Parks and Andrew Napolitano back to receive the kick for Stony Creek.
Really a crucial penalty right there, giving Stony Creek even better, just giving them potential for great field position with the running offense that's been dominant so far.
Moves the kickoff back 5 yards to the 35 as Ward signals another short kick about the 30-yard line, 27-yard line, bounces back in favor of the Lakers. Muffed and recovered! Oh, it's dropped again! We'll see who has this. A scrum down deep in the red zone. Could it be again? It is not.
Yeah, I think.
We'll see what that signal was. Lakers had it, rolled right over it, and then it came right down to the last player to get on the ball. Kyle Parks was chasing after it again. A slew of Lakers getting in on it. West Bloomfield very excited about this. And it did, yeah. It looked like West Bloomfield just barely scooped that ball up. At the last second, Brody Pecor among the Lakers in that scrum may have slid in there and got the football with less than 30 seconds to go in the first half.
23 seconds. Thank you.
Wow, another huge play on the kickoff. The Lakers recover the football deep in Stony Creek territory. Have a chance to make this a 2-score game. Up 13-7 on Stony Creek at home on Family Fun Night. Nance takes the snap, hands it off to Flowers, breaks outside, gets some space, and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, WB!
Really more of the same that we saw from last week on those jet sweeps from Flowers. Just really proving prolific as a runner, just being dominant in the run game, seeing the lanes, knowing when to get outside, really reading his blocks, and just finding a way his way into the end zone. It's really been impressive.
Cam Flowers again in the end zone for the Lakers in the run game. Last week, 2 touchdowns with 126 yards rushing, and starting off hot again tonight. The key to the Lakers run game so far this season. The PAT for Ward this time is up and through the uprights. 20-7 Lakers with just seconds remaining in the first quarter. This is Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Welcome back to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Live coverage of West Bloomfield Lakers football with the L Boys up 20-7 on Stony Creek. The kickoff, line drive again, recovered and up to about the 26-yard line, where Stony Creek will start their 3rd drive of the game after disaster strikes on the last kickoff. It was muffed to the Lakers. A 1-score drive again as Cam Flowers takes it into the end zone. And now Stony Creek went from having the game in their hands, starting off with a long drive to score and put themselves up 7, and now 3 straight scores for the Lakers in very short succession. With 14 seconds to go in the first quarter, 20-7 in favor of West Bloomfield. Stony Creek will begin this drive at their 26-yard line in the middle of the field. McCarthy in the shotgun, trips out to the right, single man to the left, and one guy in the backfield next to the quarterback. Low snap, getting chased and getting punished. There's Brandon Davis Swain getting in on the section, taking down the quarterback.
Yeah, again, just this front 7 has been dominant so far to start off this year, especially in the pass game. Week in and week out, we've seen these teams really try and even get off quick passes, but not able to get anything off against this front 7.
Brandon Davis Swain heading to play for Coach Brime, who started off his season 1-0 last weekend. And that will ultimately end the first quarter. The Lakers up by 13, a score of 20-7 between the Lakers and Stony Creek. This is Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Watching and listening to your home for Greater West Bloomfield news. Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, 89.3 Lakes FM.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much
running in progress in the second quarter. Laker football on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Your Lakers up 20-7 on Stony Creek after one at the Swamp on Family Fun Night. So Stony Creek will go to the opposite side of the field, still in their territory on third down at their 28-yard line.
Yeah, before the game we talked about as one of the key for this Lakers defense is really trying to make this Stony Creek offense one-dimensional. This is one of those situations right here in a 3rd and long when they're down 2 scores.
11:15 to go in the first half. The Stony Creek already a couple plays in to the action. McCarthy in the shotgun. Takes a snap, rolls out to the left side, gets past the line of scrimmage, down to the 35-yard line, pushes forward, and may move the chains as a really nice run comes forth on 3rd down for the quarterback.
Yeah, really showing off his physicality right there. Again, listed as an inside linebacker as well. Really shows that he can put the shoulder down when he wants to and really fight for extra yards, and he shows that right there.
Run game has been fantastic for Stony Creek so far, whether it's been the quarterback, it's been a wide receiver, or a slew of running backs led by Kyle Parks. That's been their bread and butter, and it has been working for the Cougars so far tonight. First down and 10, now at the Laker 37-yard line on the right hash. One man in the backfield alongside Jaden McCarthy. Slight motion for Shackelford, snap to McCarthy, drives up the front and really pushes forward. Gets to the 40-yard line, a high tackle ultimately by Jonathan Gabriel and Brody Pecor and company. Sets up second down.
After an impressive run on the play before on 3rd down, they called the quarterback's number there again on 1st down, and he rips off in an impressive run right there on 1st down for 4.
Just about 10 minutes to go in the first half. Your Lakers up 20-7 on Stony Creek on opening night at West Bloomfield High School. Family fun night and a fun start for the Lakers, up 20-7. Second down at the 41-yard line of Stony Creek. Snap and a delayed draw. It's a draw for the quarterback down to about the 45-yard line. Maybe a little bit more will set up a 3rd down and short.
Yeah, we're really seeing a physical display right here from the Stony Creek offense. Really, like we said before, that's what we expected from them to be physical and come out and really try and punch this Lakers team in the mouth. But really, the Lakers have had a phenomenal counter for that.
And knowing the Lakers are content to just pop that ball down the field and make for quick scores, Stony Creek going to really want to limit how often the Lakers are on the offensive side. The 3rd down handoff to Stony Creek, pushes up the middle, going to be right at the line of scrimmage, reaches forward, he'll get it, and they'll move the chains as Parks once again advances the Cougars.
Yeah, really moving the ball slowly up the field right here, already taking up over 4 minutes on this drive and haven't even crossed the 50-yard line yet.
Just under 9 minutes to go in the first half. The Lakers up 20-7 on the Stony Creek Cougars, who now have advanced close to positive territory. First down and 10 at the Laker 48-yard line. 3 men in the backfield. It's running backs and the quarterback, Jaden McCarthy. Snapping the handoff. He fakes it, throws down the field, wide open. Shackelford gets shot. Oh, but boy, Jameer Benjamin just lays him out, but credit to the wide receiver. He pulls that in.
Yeah, a rare pass from Stony Creek right here and a rare deep completion on this Lakers defense so far this year. And really a tremendous hit right here from Jameer Benjamin. Just look at that right there. Oh, my God. And just the receiver, a tremendous job of holding on to that.
Shoulder pad, but moves the chains. First down in Laker territory at the 32-yard line for Stony Creek. Fakes the handoff. McCarthy throws outside. It is caught again to Shackelford at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, back-to-back completions right there for the Stony Creek offense. Really getting into a solid rhythm now, kind of seemingly catching this Lakers defense off guard with these passes.
Elite men of character is the mantra for this team, and so far, elite men on the offensive side of the ball, moving up the field, executing their offense seemingly perfectly tonight, and giving this Lakers defense some trouble early. 7:45 to go in the first half as you see the sideline. All locked in, including head coach Nick Merlo in the tie. McCarthy Takes the snap, rolls up the middle, right behind his center, gets to about the 21-yard line, and maybe moves forward a yard. The referee is going to mark that ball at the 20. Another run right up the gut for the big quarterback, and able to handle those big hits, willing to get physical, willing to get down and dirty to move the chains.
Yep. Third time they've called his number this drive, and another impressive run right there for the quarterback, picking up a first down, and it appears that they are trying to go tempo once again right here.
Again in the red zone, as you see Kevin Jakeway, the first-year defensive coordinator, trying to get an answer for this Stony Creek offense. Again, been able to march up the field. Great game planning on the offensive side of the football for both of these squads so far. As McCarthy takes the first down snap, back to the line of scrimmage, and stopped at the 20. It'll be second down.
Yeah. A lot like the last time they called his number to pick up the first down. Stony Creek goes back to their quarterback here on first down, only this time the Lakers are having none of it and stuff him for no gain whatsoever on that first down play.
Blake Simmons, the sophomore, gets in on that again, and the Lakers linebacker by committee, Carvey Jackson, the star linebacker, headed to Penn State injured and has not played yet this season, but those linebackers down the depth chart playing a key role so far this season. Snap and a handoff to Napolitano on the sweep, and he's taken down in the backfield. A big play for the Lakers as Darian Hicks gets in on that and forces Stony Creek back.
Yeah, a call that we saw earlier in this game from Stony Creek. They send that receiver in motion to the running back and tight end over on the opposite side. This time, Lakers are not fooled whatsoever, and they bring him down for a loss right there on second down.
It's a confident defense, and at that second level, these linebackers, these safeties, more than willing to say, hey, look, we'll go man-to-man for 48 minutes any Friday, and we know we are capable of defeating any team in a one-on-one matchup. 5:30 to go in the first half, 20-7 in favor of the Lakers. Third down and a quick pass outside the Parks. Gets down to the 15, to the 10-yard line, and ultimately forced out of play by Jameer Benjamin.
Yeah, another quick play fake right there, and then a dump off right here. You know, picks up a good chunk of yards. Lakers scrambled together there to tackle him as a group. Really good chunk play, but really hate to give up a play like that in the red zone.
Stony Creek continuing to march their way up the field, now down to Lakers' 10-yard line. Looking to get this game a little bit more even, sustain this drive. The Lakers having missed a PAT that could also be favorable to Stony Creek if they're able to get into the end zone with 5 minutes to go in the first half. It is 20 for the Lakers, 7 for Stony Creek. McCarthy getting the call from the sideline on the right hash at the 10-yard line. Parks and Bazzi in the backfield, and twins out to the right. McCarthy takes the snap, rolls out to his left side, gets through, pushes through to the 5-yard line, down to the 4. Again, great blocking, just opens up that hole between the left tackle and the left guard at the perfect time for the quarterback.
Yeah, we're really, again, like we've been saying, just a physical offense right here from Stony Creek. A tremendous run right there for McCarthy. Really good job blocking by the offensive line, setting them up good on a first down right there, really inside the 5 now. It's going to be interesting to see how this Lakers defense responds after being on the field for so long.
And it's so interesting, this Stony Creek offense, because they added more RPO, more run-pass option to their offense years ago for Justin Taylor, who has now moved on. He graduated, but keeping that up with their big quarterback in 2023. Under center, bunch formation, snap, and a quick handoff up the gut, and it is a touchdown again for Stony Creek. This time, Sam Fogler gets in on the action.
Yeah, really an impressive drive right there from Stony Creek. Really 8 minutes once again, really just taking up over half the quarter. Their time of possession so far this game has been incredible, and it really just makes this next drive incredibly important for this Lakers offense as they get the ball to start the second half as well.
Now, Quentin Ubedi, the senior, got the New Day Perseverance Award at practice and in training this week for the Cougars. Will come in and try to make this a 6-point game. The Lakers having missed a PAT earlier after their second touchdown. Stony Creek looking to make this a little bit more favorable. It's a good snap, and it's a good hold, and it is a good kick through the uprights. That'll make this a 20-14 game, still in favor of the Lakers after a long drive for the Stony Creek Cougars. As you see, head coach Nick Merlo not afraid to keep his team out there, to push up the field, to play their game, and not be not be all too excited to try to get the field quickly and make a big answer for 2 straight touchdowns in short succession.
Yeah, really, again, it's almost like it's a theme of today's broadcast, discipline. Not really necessarily getting in their own heads, sticking to their game so that way they don't get panicked.
Another great game coming up next week on the road. The Lakers go out to Lake Orion, Dragon Country, between 2 teams in the green and white. This has been a classic in years past. Whenever the Lakers go to Lake Orion, you're going to see some exciting football in northern Oakland County. The Dragons already 2-0 on the season. Tons of promise behind that team with Caden DeGraffenreid off to a great season. The legendary Chris Bell back in his 2nd year at the helm and his 2nd run as head coach, as well as athletic director, as he remains in that position with Lake Orion. 3:54 to go in the first half between the Lakers and the Stony Creek Cougars. West Bloomfield 20, Stony Creek 14. As Cam Flowers, Bryce Rowe and company are back to receive the kick. Ubedi, it's an onside kick recovered by the Lakers low and at the 46-yard line. We'll have, again, very favorable territory with under 4 minutes to go in the half.
Yeah, great field position right here for the Lakers. It seems like that onside kick was done in good mind by Stony Creek, whether to try and steal possession back after their own mishap on kickoff, or really to just make sure that this is a quick drive for West Bloomfield here and give themselves a chance to match a touchdown.
And these short kicks have been commonplace in the OAA in years past and really becoming more of a strategic move this year, especially with what we've seen with West Bloomfield and their opponents so far this season, testing the hands team and trying to get those opportunities on big plays in the special teams. Lakers with 3:54 to go in the first half. First down and 10 at their 46-yard line. Nats in the shotgun. Trick play, hands it up off the middle and down to about the 44-yard line for 2nd down.
Yeah, these are the runs that are really set up by those jet plays that we've seen them run over the past few weeks with Flowers and Morris. And those really set up these great runs by the running backs off those play fakes.
Jaden Allos, the ball carrier on that play, a key player for the Lakers, been making excellent plays up the field, kind of taking over that Trenton Allison role, like an upfield blocker that, you know, whenever you call his number for the football, he's going to make a really nice play also, and a key player once again in the receiving corps for the Lakers down the depth chart. 2nd down and about 4 yards for West Bloomfield. Nance in the shotgun. Quick handoff and pushes up the front to about the 45.5-yard line. It'll be a 3rd down and short, about 1 yard for the Lakers as Josh Tate gets the football.
Yeah, he doesn't pick up the first down right there, but a solid run right there for Tate. He's able to pick up about 3 yards right there. Really set this up as a 3rd and short that the Lakers should be able to convert and put themselves in good position to score here before the half.
That short field position maybe also a bit of strategy for Stony Creek as they give the Lakers less opportunity to sustain a drive, knowing that West Bloomfield is going to end up with this football to start the 2nd half. If they want to score quickly, that gives you another opportunity to keep this game more even. So West Bloomfield taking their time on this drive. 3rd down, snap to Nance, and he'll be stopped in the backfield down. It's actually Pecor taking that ball in the Wildcat, stopped about the 48-yard line. That will bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Pecor, one of the more versatile players on this Lakers team. We saw him recover that fumble or that muffed kick really earlier this game. Now we see him here in sort of that Wildcat role, trying to pick up the 1st down. Unfortunately, he's not able to, so it's going to be interesting to see what the Lakers do here now.
Stony Creek all over that. They know that's a play the Lakers love to go to in short territory. As you see Ken Rise, the offensive coordinator, calling out the plays with 1:47 to go in the first half. The Lakers are going for it on 4th down. At the Stony Creek 49-yard line. Rick Nance in the shotgun, taking his time, letting the clock wind down. The Twins out to the right. Whistle on the field, and it will be a timeout for the Lakers, trying to see if they can use that hard count, get some of those yards back, and we'll take a quick break. You're listening to Laker Football on 89.3 Lakes FM and watching on Civic Center TV.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. and it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. It's a big break. Here come the Lakers and up to about the 25-yard line as Rick Nance dances out of bounds and the Lakers move the chains deep into Stony Creek territory.
Yeah, we were unsure before that timeout right there if the Lakers were going to go for it or ultimately punt, if they were going to just try and get them to jump off sides. Here they go for it. Passing play isn't really there. Nance notices that. He just takes off, picks up the first down. He's able to get out of bounds after a very impressive run.
Yeah, just escaped outside the tackles there and keeps his feet chopping, get those knees up. First down and 10 for the Lakers at the 25. Hand off to Flowers outside, gets down about the 23-yard line, stays in bounds, and now will be second down.
Yeah, not necessarily the prettiest of runs, but really a run that really will keep this offense moving here in the red zone. Picks up a handful of yards, just really keeps it moving. 2nd and 7 now here, I believe it'll be.
Yeah, burn that clock, keep yourself in scoring territory, set up for Justin Ward, who was 11 for 21 on extra points last season, and so far this season been not having opportunities really to kick field goals. It's been all extra points for the kicker. Quick pass to the left side of Cam Flowers, breaks free, gets into space, gets inside the 5, and gets in the end zone. Touchdown, WB.
Really, the most impressive thing I've noticed so far tonight is how this Lakers offense has been able to counter these blitzes that Stony Creek sends at them. And really, they haven't just been countering them, but they've been countering them with touchdowns. So they're not just countering them with jabs or anything. They're countering them with haymakers that can really just set this game open.
Lakers now up 12 after the touchdown from Cameron Flowers, his 2nd of the night and his 4th on the season. After last week, 2 rushing touchdowns. Tonight, 1 rushing touchdown and 1 in the air. Justin Ward coming on for the PAT would put the Lakers up 13 with 34 to go in the half. Nance the holder. Kick is up, and the kick is good for West Bloomfield. Score is 27 for your Lakers and 14 for Stony Creek with well under a minute to go, just a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half. And now Stony Creek, they're going to have to do something they haven't been able to do all night, Matt. Make a quick drive down the field and put points on the board.
Yeah, really, with the exception of 2 passes last drive, they really haven't been able to push the ball downfield whatsoever. They've ripped off a few chunk runs, but their 2 touchdown drives took up over half of each quarter. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they do here, knowing that they don't get the ball coming out of the second half.
And this has been a story Stony Creek has seen before, keeping that game close throughout much of the first half and then seeing the Lakers break away as you went into the break or shortly after the break and ultimately taking a game that you had a real chance in. Could that be history repeating itself again tonight? Still plenty of football left to play with 34 seconds to go in the first half. Kyle Parks, Andrew Napolitano and company back deep for Stony Creek as Justin Ward will kick the ball off for the Lakers at their 40-yard line. Ward, second generation of Laker kickers, his brother Jake now at Central Arkansas. That is a squib kick up the left side to about the 40-yard line, and that's where it will be recovered, about maybe a second in total off the play clock with the recovery to Bazzi.
Yeah, really an interesting play call right there by the Lakers special team unit. Really kind of, once again, trying to steal possession, try and catch the Stony Creek team off guard, maybe pick up a possession, score once again before the half, and really close out this game.
32 seconds to go in the first half. Lakers up 13. It's a 27-14 game as Stony Creek will begin this drive on the Laker 40-yard line on the right hash. Lakers first of 3 home games and off to a hot start for this West Bloomfield Lakers faithful on Family Fun Night, and nothing more fun than a 13-point lead nearing the half for your West Bloomfield Lakers. Jaden McCarthy in the shotgun. Empty backfield for the first time tonight on what's surely going to be a passing play. Parks in motion, snap to McCarthy. Getting chased, runs up the gut, tries to throw it, and ultimately hit as he throws. Incomplete, saves a bit of time. As again, there he is, the quarterback killer, Jonathan Gabriel.
Yeah, really, this front seven has been phenomenal in the pass game so far this year. Getting pressure on almost every single drop back. I feel like you see a flag come in here too, so likely drawing a hold as well on the incomplete pass, while also drawing in a hit on quarterback McCarthy.
And a heads-up play by McCarthy to sense the pressure, to sense the hit coming, and throw that ball out in the range of a wide receiver.
Penalty is declined. Second down.
That's not what the Zebras think on that play. They do call intentional grounding. The Lakers will take the down, and that will bring up second down on the right hash at the 40-yard line with 28 seconds to go in the first half. Lakers 27, Stony Creek 14. Second down and 10 for the Cougars. Two men in the backfield alongside the quarterback, Jaden McCarthy, and one receiver split out to either side. McCarthy rolls out to the right side off the pressure at the 35-yard line, launches a quick pass to Bazzi at the 40 to 45 to the 50, still on his feet and down to the 46-yard line, to 44-yard line with 17 seconds to play, and the timeout called by Stony Creek to keep that clock stopped and moving up the field. Now they're in positive territory. Got plenty of time to make a few more plays, Matt, and try to get points on the board, whether you get Quentin Ubady in field goal range or go for the touchdown to put the Lakers back in that position to make an answer to your team.
Yeah, really just a phenomenal play right there. Really just sticking in there for really both McCarthy and Bazzi there. McCarthy holding on there, taking the hit, delivering the throw to Bazzi, and Bazzi putting his shoulder down to pick up the extra yards at the end of the play, really setting up a crucial first down here to where they could maybe rip off some points here before the half.
A fantastic game so far, back and forth on the offensive side of the ball, and for West Bloomfield, this Lakers team has really been coming up big on the defensive side of the ball. It is a penalty,
to negate it,
but that will bring Stony Creek back now after that big play. That big play now erased, going way back into their own territory. Off of the penalty, and it will be a big one. Multiple penalties set them back to the 25-yard line in their territory with 17 seconds to go in the first half. And on top of that, West Bloomfield will take over, receiving the kick to start the second half. Let's take a listen.
Stony Creek, first time out of the half.
Yeah, really just a huge penalty right there for Stony Creek. That's really just a huge momentum killer as well. You pick up just a critical first down there, put yourself in good position to at least pick up maybe 3 before the half, make it a 10-point game. But now you have a 15-yard penalty to set you back this far and really just set you in poor position at the end of the half.
Lakers, another exciting matchup, surely to be next week at Lake Orion as they take on the Lake Orion Dragons on the road once again. And one of the teams expected to be in the mix for the OAA Red Division Championship in 2023. An exciting team, a veteran team that matches up really well with the Lakers. And much like Stony Creek, a team that can really run the football, has a lot of talented players in all 3 phases. That is a huge matchup coming up in week number 4. Back here in week number 3, there's 17 seconds to go in the first half on second down for Stony Creek, now way back in their own territory on the right hash at their 25-yard line. Twins to the right and 2 men in the backfield for Jaden McCarthy. Slight motion for Napolitano. Snapping, he's getting chased. Quick pass to Parks is complete. Gets to the 30, advances to the 35, and takes a huge hit just past the 35-yard line with 10 seconds to go in the quarter as Justin Tyler gets in on that one. So Darian Hicks gets in on that one and pulls that play to a stop with 7 seconds left.
Yeah, really, 7 seconds left in the half. Not necessarily sure why they're calling a timeout. They might go for a Hail Mary right here, but a phenomenal hit right there by Hicks to really put an end to that play before it could turn into something scary.
The versatile player on this defensive front, playing linebacker this season, has played some safety in the past as well. Listen on the referees calling a personal foul on that hit.
Defense, 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
The pressure in the backfield a little bit too much as the throw is ultimately made, and Contact still made with the quarterback. Now that will bring Stony Creek forward with under 10 seconds in the first half and down 13 points to the Lakers.
Yeah, really putting them back to where really they would have been had they not gotten that original 15-yard penalty now after that gain. But really, I'm not necessarily sure why that was called roughing the passer. I didn't think anyone hit him too late. Maybe it was just for excessive, or not necessarily excessive, but contact to the head.
Regardless, it will set up a third down for Stony Creek. Well, first down for Stony Creek after they advance back up the field in the much more favorable territory. For a quarterback that's got an arm on him also, this ball will now be placed the line of scrimmage at the 48-yard line, just to the right of the left hash in West Bloomfield territory. The Lakers up 27-14 on Stony Creek, and this would be a really close game if not for that muffed kickoff that was returned deep in Laker territory by the Lakers earlier on in this first half. Otherwise, this would be more than likely a single-score game, with Stony Creek having this be even more consequential. Regardless, it's still a huge situation for Stony Creek, with West Bloomfield set to return the kick to begin the second half. Fans still out in droves at West Bloomfield High School on Family Fun Night, as you see the West Bloomfield bat signal on the left side of the outside of the school. Flea flicker up and to the left side to Jaden McCarthy is incomplete with 4 seconds to go in the first half. That'll be a second down now. One more play for Stony Creek as they approach the end of the half, and the Lakers taking over in the second half to begin with currently a 13-point lead.
Yeah, again, just something that we've seen by this Lakers team throughout the year, not really falling for these trick plays or play fakes, anything like that. They go for a receiver pass right there back to the quarterback after the jet play. Lakers don't bite whatsoever, make it a tough pass for the receiver. Now it's likely Hail Mary time.
Final timeout for Stony Creek with 4 seconds to go, stops the clock. And Lakers scores not only what's making news in the greater West Bloomfield community. Your home for your stories on your community media outlets every weekday morning is the Splash Live. Join Diane, Siobhan, and I for the latest news from right here in greater West Bloomfield. Plus, in-depth discussions with people in the know on events, projects, schools, construction, sports, and so much more. The Splash Live weekdays on Civic Center TV, 89.3 Lakes FM, and across local social media. We had a chance to talk to Greg Flynn this week. We've talked recently with Suzanne Levine. Very exciting events happening in the month of September with the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, including their leadership breakfast on the 27th. And hey, stay tuned. We'll have plenty more updates coming up on how you can participate in that event and how we'll be participating as well in the coming weeks. With 3 seconds to go in the first half, McCarthy with trips to the left, rolls out to his left side, getting chased, and ultimately dumps that ball out of bounds as time expires in the first half. Could possibly be a grounding penalty. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw by Stony Creek, down 13. And what has been a really interesting first half for Stony Creek, may get another chance at this, as they're still bunched up on the sideline. There hasn't necessarily been a whistle to call the end of the half. Nick Merlo talking, it looks like, to the referees as there's 0 seconds left on the clock. 27-14 in favor of West Bloomfield. And they do finally now call halftime official at West Bloomfield High School. Your Lakers 27, Stony Creek 14. We'll talk it over on the Laker halftime show after this break. You're watching and listening to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Pure is what you make of it. It's how the hustle of the cities can change the course of history. It's the beauty of the things we create on a canvas, on a plate, or stretched high above the sidewalk. It's a patch of green or a stretch of blue, right in the heart of downtown. It's the buzz of it all, or if you prefer, it's tuning it all out. Clear your schedule and pursue your Pure in Pure, Michigan.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiver.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy. And if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
You're watching and listening to your home for Greater West Bloomfield News. Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Sylvan Lake. 89.3 Lakes FM.
Laker Halftime Show on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. You can also find us on social media, on Facebook, on our channel, Civic Center TV 15, as well as the West Bloomfield School District channel at West Bloomfield Schools. As you're taking a look at the concession stand on Family Fun Night, a hungry Lakers fan base, hungry for some good football and hungry for some good food on Family Fun Night under the bat signal on the top right of your screen at West Bloomfield High School, the big anchor logo, and a big first half for the Lakers, hungry for some points, and got on the board very quickly with a few really nice, quick plays on the offensive side.
Yeah, it's really been a tale of two offenses here tonight. We've seen the Stony Creek offense really be methodical the way that they move the ball downfield. Each of their drives taking up over half of each quarter. They've really been dominating the game in terms of time of possession, whereas the Lakers have been dominating the game literally on the scoreboard, with the time of possession, I'm guessing, being nearly a quarter of what the Stony Creek offense has been able to put together.
And that's what makes this such an interesting matchup so far, is it really does seem like at any point in this game, it's one play away from that momentum being fully in favor of one team versus the other. And as we get through the first half, the Lakers up 27-14 over Stony Creek, and we look toward the second half, what could, much like the Laker cheer team and the Palms team out on the field dancing right now, have the Lakers dancing, would be coming out to start the second half with the football and getting a quick score, which would really put this game away. But for Stony Creek, if they're able to make a stop, that really opens them up to put this game potentially back sort of in their favor and make this one a tight matchup.
Yeah, really, if Stony Creek is able to come out, force a stop, and then score a touchdown, that really puts West Bloomfield in a peculiar position, as then they really are put in the position to where they almost have to get points, because with that missed extra point, that could put Stony Creek in the position to take the lead.
The Lakers defense also making big plays in the trenches, while Stony Creek's been able to open up that running game and have some success sustaining drives with guys like Sam Fogler, with guys like Kyle Parks, even the quarterback Jaden McCarthy getting some action with the football. Still, it's been those edge rushers, in particular Jonathan Gabriel, been getting through the line multiple times and putting pressure on the quarterback, and Brandon Davis-Swain, the Colorado commit, getting a sack as well.
Yeah, you've seen Jonathan Gabriel and Brandon Davis-Swain really put their stamp on the season so far, showing up and dominating in all three of the Lakers games so far this year, and it's really been impressive to watch them as an edge rushing duo.
Yeah, both of these defensive linemen for the Lakers on the edges been able to take down a quarterback in consecutive weeks. Jonathan Gabriel with a sack last week on the road at Birmingham Groves, and Brandon Davis-Swain with just 14 seconds left in the first quarter tonight was able to take down Jaden McCarthy for a big sack, with a lot of pressure getting on the quarterback on both sides of the ball, more so for the Lakers getting pressure on Jaden McCarthy, but for West Bloomfield, they've been able to make really quick work of this defense and get a lot of different guys involved, and that ultimately comes down to this continued stellar play for Rickez Nance.
Yeah, Rick Nance has really been stellar, like you said, stellar to start off this year, especially with that connection between him and Elijah Durham. Almost, it seems like a routine so far these first 3 weeks for those two to really hook up early on in the game and get a touchdown on the board to really get the offense off to a good start.
Yeah, some of the criticism in the past of Rick Nance has been, maybe he's too eager to be the playmaker, especially when plays collapse, when contain is broken, when you're getting chased. And he has that sort of ability to be mobile with the football, to open up the field again and make those secondary plays like Kyler Murray does. And it's often the kind of comparison that he gets to players at the higher levels in the game of football. But he's been able to sort of, I think, take a calmer approach as a veteran this season, in the senior season, third year at the helm for West Bloomfield. And when Rick Nance is at his best, he is one of the toughest quarterbacks in the state and to match up against, and maybe the toughest in southeastern Michigan to match up against this season.
Yeah, really, you speak on his growth, and that's something that you've really noticed these first 3 weeks, that even from week one he's grown, but especially over from this past season, from this year to next. It's been impressive to see how he's grown as a passer, really showing a lot more patience back there in a pocket and really being able to sit in there and find the open receiver.
Rick Nance, 35 career passing touchdowns, 11 from the school record. He's the second all-time leading passer in the history of West Bloomfield High School. And this is my favorite stat on the offensive side of the ball for the Lakers, and it's all about Rick Nance. Last season, 72 for 128 yards passing, 1,191 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Had a QB rating of 92.93, and that's including the Cass Tech game, where he had 5 interceptions of his 8 on the season. Not including that game, Rick Nance was 68 for 111, 1,146 yards passing, 12 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions, and that put him at a 120.92 quarterback rating. So when he is at his best, that shows it right there. The numbers do not lie. Rick Nance can really move the football and been able to show that off this season. But you have to give a ton of credit to these wide receivers who have been able to open up the field and give him those opportunities to throw those dots, throw those darts, and ultimately put points on the board.
Yeah, really not just even down the field have wide receivers been helping out Rick Nance, but really underneath as well. Really just running or physically as soon as they get the ball in their hands, whether it's on a jet pass or just a quick pass underneath. They get the ball and they're exploding up and really just trying and running with authority to try and get into the end zone.
Yeah, Lakers, one of the highlights of this community as we get into the really more fall-like weather as it is outside tonight in the greater West Bloomfield community. Been a cloudy week, but a little bit of sunshine peeking through this afternoon expected over the weekend, and sunny days ahead throughout the fall as well, including just a few weeks away. We'll be recognizing Fire Prevention Week and celebrate 100 years of service from the West Bloomfield Township Fire Department at their annual open house just up the street to the north at Fire Station number 1 on Sunday, October 1st from 12 noon to 3 p.m. Activities, giveaways, special demonstrations, and even perhaps an appearance by your friendly neighborhood media outlets, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. We'll have plenty more on the Fire Department open house coming up as we see Laker Marching Band, another highlight of the fall in West Bloomfield and in communities all throughout southeastern Michigan as, look, the football teams compete on the field and the bands compete on the field and off the field, and so many excellent programs for students to engage in, whether it's in athletics or other extracurriculars. And these bands in southeastern Michigan, all across the state, very impressive in their own right. So the Lakers at West Bloomfield High School tonight, their home opener against Stony Creek. They'll be on the road next week going to play at Lake Orion, who have a matchup tonight in a cross-town rivalry in northern Oakland County against Oxford High School. And they did something really cool this week. Remembering Tate Meir and supporting the 42-strong organization that the Meir family made in memory of the late Tate Meir, a legendary football player at Oxford High School who lost his life in the tragic shooting at Oxford High School in November of 2021. Running across the two towns, from one town to another, in anticipation of the ball game tonight between those two squads. And the Lakers going to get a chance to meet up against those very friendly folks in Lake Orion next week, but a team that really gets after it on the football field. And so this is a great sort of warm-up, so to speak, for the Lakers getting ready for Lake Orion. But this game is far from over. It's been tough competition so far for the Lakers.
Yeah, really, so far the defense has had to deal with a really impressive offense, and really it's going to be interesting to see how the Lakers offense comes out here in the second half, whether they're going to take into account that Stony Creek so far has been wanting to really take these long drives and just really eat up clock. If they're going to take this opportunity to give their defense an extended break, or if they're going to come out and do what they've done so far this game and just air it out and just score as fast as they can.
That first drive of the second half, the Lakers will get the football, and that's going to play a huge role in the storyline of this second half. The Lakers been able to quickly move up the field and put points on the board. Stony Creek taking their time, inching up the field, playing a game of attrition against this very stout Lakers defense. Able to put up 14 points against a team that's been averaging on the season, just giving up 20 points to their opponents in 2023 so far, and very similar numbers in recent years. So we have a really interesting second half ahead at West Bloomfield High School. We'll take a break. On the other side, we'll do the final setup for the second half of action between the West Bloomfield Lakers and the Rochester Hills Stony Creek Cougars. You're watching and listening to your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Back to West Bloomfield Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Tyler Keefe alongside Matt Catoni on Family Fun Night, as we're seeing what I like to call the Laker bat signal. You're seeing the shield and the anchor on West Bloomfield High School just outside a stadium that is packed tonight for Family Fun Night. The kids getting in for free, decked out in their green and white for West Bloomfield High School. Others in the community with their camo on, supporting our military, our first responders on Family Fun Night, and getting to know so many of our community organizations. A night of activities before the football game and a welcome home to this Lakers squad that's had a couple of really interesting games to start the season off. A tough matchup in week one that showed the guts of this team at the Zenith Prep Kickoff Classic, and that 22-21 classic matchup indeed against Clinton Township, Chippewa Valley, and last week going on the road and taking care of business against Birmingham Groves, and tonight a tough matchup so far, Matt, but been able to take care of business also against the Stony Creek team. What do the Lakers need to improve on in the second half to ultimately keep the Swamp really happy tonight, where they got the ship's wheel out there? They're decked out in black and in camo tonight, celebrating. They only got a few opportunities to cheer on their Lakers at home this regular season. What did the Lakers need to do in the second half to keep that energy going?
I really want to see the Lakers come out and play some complimentary football, really eat up some clock on this first drive here to start the second half. Get that clock moving, go up 3 scores, really put some pressure on that Stony Creek offense, make them one-dimensional, make them have to throw the ball, really put the pressure on them and allow the West Bloomfield pass rushers to pin their ear back.
You're scoring drives from the first half. It started off late in the first quarter, a big sustained drive to start the game, nearly 8 minutes for Stony Creek as the quarterback, McCarthy, sneaks it in to the end zone to put Stony Creek up 7-0. Shortly after that, wide receiver Elijah Durham gets a touchdown on a one-play drive for West Bloomfield to tie this up at 7. Then a few minutes later, Marquise Morris gets the call from Rick Nance, and he takes it into the end zone. The PAT is no good for the Lakers, and that makes it a 13-7 ball game. But the Lakers get lucky. The immediate play after, the kickoff is muffed by Stony Creek. There's a little bit of a battle for the football deep in Laker territory, but ultimately the L Boys come up with it and they score on the very next play, a touchdown rush to Cam Flowers with the PAT, puts the Lakers up 20-7. Then in the second quarter, several minutes into the quarter, after a long sustained drive from Stony Creek, they get into the end zone. It's Fogler getting 6 points for Stony Creek, and the PAT makes it a one-score game, 20-14 off the Sam Fogler touchdown. But that's where the Lakers took back over. Just a few minutes later, Cam Flowers once again getting into the end zone on the ground. And touchdown to PAT puts the score where it currently sits, 27-14 in favor of the West Bloomfield Lakers at the half on Family Fun Night, the home opener for West Bloomfield High School. As you see, Rick Nance and Cam Flowers and company getting ready for the second half. Ken Rise talking over the offensive strategy for the second half. Do they continue to make those big chunk plays, make quick work of the Stony Creek defense, and put this game out of reach early, or do they take a little bit out of Nick Merlot's book, sustain some drives, and prevent that offense for Stony Creek that's been quite potent tonight from getting down the field and getting into the end zone? One way or another, after tonight's football game, first you got West Bloomfield football on Fridays, and then you've got This Week in Laker Football weekdays. After each game, it's This Week in Laker Football. Join head coach Zach Hilbers and I for an inside look at your Laker football squad as they fight for another state championship. We'll review this week's game. We'll preview the upcoming game next week against Lake Orion, plus additional insight from players on the Lakers squad, as well as assistant coaches on the team as well across the positions. We talked to defensive coordinator Kevin Jakeway after the first game last week. Had a chance to talk to the track star that went on for his own little track meet last week at Groves High School, in Cam Flowers, off to a big start again tonight. And we'll be back early on next week for more insight into this Lakers team, as you're seeing head coach Zach Hilbers talking it over with his veteran leaders, Brody Pecor among the players, getting that last pep talk before the second half. Josh Tillman was also in on that. And what can we say about Zach Hilbers in his first season as the head coach? Really tough shoes to fill after a couple of great years under Tyrese Grice, and before that, Ron Bellamy, both of whom he had a great chance to learn under. And so far off to a really great start, 2-0 coming into this week. And so far up 13 points on Stony Creek. So we put 12 minutes on the clock, 24 minutes to play as the second half gets underway. And it looks like Quentin Ubady is content to make this a short kick, maybe another onside attempt for the Cougars. Referee's signal. And now it's all up to the kicker. Ubady on the right hash at the 40-yard line. On the whistle call, we'll get this second half started. Down 13 points to the Lakers. This is a Stony Creek team that's made a few attempts at onside kicks when they were close and when the game was a couple scores out of reach. final little adjustments for the officiating crew before they call this second half active at West Bloomfield High School. And the opener of OAA Red Division play in southeastern Michigan. Now the referees will move toward the sideline and maybe perhaps we'll play some football in the second half. West Bloomfield will begin with the football. They'll have the first offensive drive of the second half. After putting up 27 points on Stony Creek in the first half, a score on this drive could put this game well out of the reach of the Cougars, who were able to keep close competition with the Lakers through much of the first half. Finally, the kickoff is a squib, an onside kick, and ultimately gets recovered by the Lakers. Their up guys get onto the football, and they'll again start in very favorable territory, about the 48-yard line, as you see on that kickoff. Josh Tillman alongside Khalid Muhammad get on top of that football.
Yeah, Lakers are able to recover that onside kick attempt, but even if they weren't able to come up with it, I don't think that would have had the yardage necessary for them to be able to recover it and maintain possession. So now the Lakers are set up here with great field position and really should be able to put themselves in good position to run away with this game.
Yeah, that's a great point. Trying to keep that football on the ground and bouncing unfavorably, get the corners of that ball out of reach, or maybe the ricochet off a hand or off a wrist, off a pad, and bounce back in your favor, especially with the ball being short, but ultimately not going to happen. Lakers first down and 10 at Stony Creek's 48. Snap to Nance, he hands it up the gut. It'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a push forward, still making forward progress, a battle, and finally a whistle, but it looks like the ball was loose. Stony Creek says they have it, and they do. What a play! Stony Creek on the rush.
They're saying the forward progress was stopped.
But we got discussion going on now also. Lakers, ultimately that play got stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and that's what it's going to come down to. So Lakers ultimately will, like Matt said, have forward progress with the stoppage of forward progress at about the 47-yard line, maybe an inch or so shy, and set up second down and 9.5. Rick Nance getting the play call from Ken Rise on the sideline on second down for West Bloomfield. 11:17 to go in the third quarter. The Lakers 27, Stony Creek 14 early in the second half at West Bloomfield High School. Penalty called, and that will move the Lakers up the field. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Stony Creek. Likely the discussion from the sideline off of that play that they thought was fumbled. They thought they had recovered, and ultimately the referee said no, forward progress had stopped. It's Lakers ball.
Yeah, really an emotional play right there. You think you get a fumble that'll bring you back into the game. Unfortunately, you don't get it. Now you get a 15-yard penalty. And
that could bring the Lakers even further into this game. Now at Stony Creek's 32-yard line. Nance takes the snap out of the shotgun. Looks to about the 27-yard line. Caught down to the 20, then a 5, and walking in again. Cam Flowers, his third touchdown of the night.
Yeah, Nance hangs tough there in the pocket once again, really just showing just incredible poise during these blitzes from Stony Creek, as Cam Flowers is able to pick up the hat trick as well and get in the end zone for the third time tonight.
Cam Flowers once on the ground, now twice in the air from Rick Nance, really becoming his favorite target, right up there with Elijah Durham. A little bit of competition for who's going to have the most touchdowns at the end of this game. It's getting closer and closer, Matt, with the Lakers now up 33-14.
Yeah. Now, speaking of competition, it's almost like a track meet the way all these guys separate from the defensive backs and sprint into the end zone.
Cam Flowers, a track start also for the Lakers as Justin Ward puts it up. It's a low kick again off the front crossbar, and for the second time tonight, the PAT is no good. So that's where it will stay. A 19-point lead for the West Bloomfield Lakers, up 33-14 as you get a look at Cam Flowers. First year running back and wide receiver, an athlete truly for this West Bloomfield Lakers team, and the star of this week in Laker football, if you haven't checked that out before tonight's game on CivicCenterTV.com. Looks over that great play he made with the offensive coordinator, Ken Rise. And that's another one of those stars on that Laker coaching staff. We talk about the sustainability of Zach Hilber, 17 years as an assistant coach, quarterbacks coach. He's been the offensive line coach, served the last couple of years under Tyrese Grice as the assistant head coach, and Ken Rise, longtime offensive coordinator dating back to the Bellamy era. And so great tutelage on that coaching staff. A lot of experience being passed on to really talented players, and that is a hell of a formula for the Lakers. With 11:13 to go in the third quarter, off the score, a 33-14 game, the Lakers will kick the ball off to Stony Creek for their first offensive drive of the second half. Justin Ward signals. He's ready to go, waiting for the Zebras. We're finally given their consent to get going. As you hear the Swamp getting ready for this kickoff for the Lakers. Nice and loud, a raucous environment. On a kick with lots of hang time and a fair catch about the 35-yard line for Stony Creek. But likely going to be redone again for the second time tonight, Matt. A flag on the kickoff. First time around, it was an offside for the Lakers. Take a look and see what is going on here as Coach Hilber's talking to the referee. Likely going to be another kickoff for West Bloomfield. Could set them back again to their 35. On what's been an interesting night, too, on the kickoffs. It's been a lot of short kickoffs, a lot of squibs and onside kicks from Rochester Hills, Stony Creek, as the Lakers again take a penalty on the kickoff, and that sets them back 5 yards, a little bit more favorable for the Cougars of Stony Creek visiting tonight with 11:13 to go in the third quarter after the West Bloomfield score, which made it a 33-14 game. Napolitano and Kyle Parks back deep as now Ward makes a short kick up the middle, and it's ultimately recovered by Stony Creek. And Matt, just like you said after the Stony Creek onside kick, Lakers ultimately having to back off and let Stony Creek go after that football because it was well before the 10 yards it needed to go in order for an onside kick to be recovered outright.
Yeah, really, just I like the call there, especially though for the Lakers, because they're really just, they're not going to sleep on this lead. They're going to recognize that this is a dangerous opponent. They're going to go out there and try to get the ball back and put an end to this game before Stony Creek can build any momentum.
Yeah, Lakers don't sleep on any of their opponents. They have learned that the hard way in years past with really tough matchups against teams like Oxford and against teams like Stony Creek that don't get all the respect that they deserve. They're in one of the toughest leagues in the state of Michigan and play competitive football season in and season out. First down and 10 at the Laker 46-yard line for Jaden McCarthy and company. Kicks the snap, hands it off to Parks. They attempt a flea flicker. The ball is loose. McCarthy chasing it. He gets shot. It's still loose. Lakers recover it, but do they have it in bounds in time? That's the question. The ball was loose as it rolled out of bounds. It appears that they do have it. They did recover it fully in bounds in time. Justin Tyler doing a little hula hoop on the sidelines. We see this one. The flea flicker goes over the head of Jaden McCarthy. He's just trying to get on top of that football. Doesn't fully secure it. Gets absolutely slammed by the Punisher, Brandon Davis Swain. And Tyler able just barely to secure that football with 11:03 to go in the third quarter. And the Lakers up big and a chance to, much like they were able to do after a couple really quick drives last week in Birmingham, put this game well out of reach.
Yeah, really, once again, this Lakers defense just not biting on any play fakes whatsoever. Just all swarming to the running back there on the handoff, almost bringing him down before you could get the pitch off.
So now the Lakers will start off first down and 10. Quick pass outside, low and caught. And down to about the 45-yard line, just barely maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage for Jaden Allos before he's knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, really, although not much of a gain there right there for Allos, really an impressive play. It's a low pass right there, unfortunately, from Nance, but Allos is able to bring it in and gain at least about half a yard before going out of bounds.
10:55 to play in the third quarter at West Bloomfield High School. And it'll be a second down for the West Bloomfield Lakers. Nance in the shotgun. Lakers up 33-14. With two men in the backfield. Handoff from Nance goes to Marquise Morris, maybe Nigel Dunton. He gets up about 1 yard, 2 yards shy of the line to gain. That is Nigel Dunton on the carry for West Bloomfield on third down.
Yeah, really a physical run right there from the Southfield A&T transfer. He gets touched by a defender really almost at the line of scrimmage, but he's able to pick up almost about 8 yards right there.
10.5 to play in the third quarter. The Lakers getting the call from the sideline. Rick Nance discussing the play call with Ken Rise, and now talking it over as they play a little bit of hurry up inside the red zone. Ball to 25-yard line on third down for West Bloomfield. High snap to Nance, hands it off. Again, it's Dunton shifting forward, still on his feet, down to the 5. What a play. Shifty move for Nigel Dunton, using his agility, getting that acceleration going, and punching the Lakers inside the 10. Take a look at this again as he threads that needle.
Yeah, really an impressive cut right there at the line of scrimmage to really spring him to the second level. He makes 2 defenders miss right there at the end, but he gets tripped up at the end and unfortunately goes down before he can get in the end zone.
Nigel Dunton doing some needlepoint knitting with his offensive line to push the Lakers deep into Cougar territory. Now a handoff gets again near the end zone. He reaches forward, but where it was his knee down before the ball crossed the plane. That's what the referees are signaling. They'll mark that ball shy of the end zone at the 1-yard line.
He was about as close as you could possibly get into from getting into the end zone right there. I thought he was in, but unfortunately the rest ruled him out.
Lakers setting up in a shotgun. It's a high snap out of the hands of Nance. Ball bounces, still chasing it. Nance thought he had it. It bounced out. Looks like it's Stony Creek. They come up with the football. We'll get the official call from the referees as Lakowski jumped on that ball. It looked like Stony Creek came up with that on a high snap to Nance. Goes off his shin, goes off the hand of a Stony Creek player, off the hands of another Stony Creek player, and ultimately scooped up, it looked like, by Lakowski. And it really does look like Stony Creek came up with that football, ultimately diving on the ball, which would be a huge play for Stony Creek. We got a Laker down on the field as trainer Amy Frazier and the Laker coaching staff come out to speak to a player. Looks like it's Nigel Dunton who is seated. Could potentially be some cramping, though, as he gets up on his feet. Not a lot of a limp, so it does kind of look like maybe got a hard hit to the back as he was chasing after that play, or as he was going after that football. Good to see him up on his feet, moving around, nice and mobile. Doesn't seem to be in a whole lot of pain, and we'll get him back out on the field shortly. As Stony Creek takes over, they get a fumble recovery of their own with 9:25 to go in the third quarter. And now they'll take over after the fumble of their own, set them back off of their offensive drive, and gave the Lakers a huge chance. The Lakers fumble sets up a huge chance for Stony Creek to make a little headway on this deficit. McCarthy in the backfield with his fullback, Adam Bazzi. Parks in motion, snap to McCarthy, and he'll ultimately draw it up the middle. Down to the 25-yard line, dives forward near the 30. They'll mark him down there, and a nice gainer on first down for the big quarterback.
Yeah, really a tremendous play right there from McCarthy. More of the same from what we've seen from the Lakers defense throughout this year. Really not giving up anything in the passing game. McCarthy recognizes that, tucks the ball, and runs for an impressive first down gain.
Got to give him a ton of credit. He has been huge in the run game tonight, making smart plays, and the key on that was that little pump fake that sort of faked out Brandon Davis-Swain, set his blocker up to get in the way, and make that hole worthy for Jaden McCarthy to run through and get some nice yards. Second down and short for Stony Creek at their 30-yard line. Snap to McCarthy. Quick pass outside the Parks. Caught. He'll get the first down and more to the 35 and down to about the 38-yard line, 39-yard line for a first down.
Yeah. It almost kind of looked like McCarthy right there faked a run fake right there. Let's see right here. Yep, it looked like he almost took like a pump forward or fake step forward before throwing that pass off the Parks, and they picked up the first down.
That's the thing about this running and passing, quick-paced offense that you often see from Stony Creek. Once they get in rhythm, they can start faking either way and make some big plays off of a short setup. 33-14 in favor of West Bloomfield on first down for Stony Creek, with a little over 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. McCarthy takes the snap, breaks away from the tackle, gets to the 45, down about the 47, 48-yard line, right about the line to gain. They'll mark him at the 48. That is the line to gain. We'll see what the mark of the football is and if they'll move those chains forward. It seems like they will. And they ultimately do. It was close on the dive at the end of that play, but got marked right at the line to gain, and that's where Stony Creek will continue this drive. Another first down. They've been able to get more first downs on this Lakers defense than any other team so far this season. 1st and 10 with 7.5 to go in the third quarter for Stony Creek at their 49-yard line. Snap to McCarthy, fakes the run, and ultimately can't get out of it this time. Swallowed up and taken down, a sack at the 39-yard line. Brody Pecor in on the action, the linebacker for the Lakers. And you also see getting in on that action again, Blake Simmons supporting the sack for West Bloomfield, and also some defensive line action from Kamari Pittman.
Yeah, it looked like the Stony Creek team right there was trying to dial up a jump pass out of Tebow, but unfortunately not enough time to get that off, and the Lakers bring him down for a sack. Perhaps
Got inspired for the game watching that Netflix documentary about the 08 era Urban Meyer Florida team. Didn't work out. They'll set up 2nd down. Shotgun to Jaden McCarthy. Again, can't get out of the fake. This time he actually gets on the run. Breaks free down to the 20, fighting forward. And a heads-up play for the quarterback. A big first down for Stony Creek.
Yeah, again, a really impressive play once again from McCarthy. He pump fakes away from the blitz, steps up in the pocket, makes a defender miss, and then rips off an impressive run, and even sidesteps another big hit right here towards the end of the run.
Pointed to his head after that play. He knew it. Heads up play. That's all brains. Snap to McCarthy. Fakes the run. Throws it outside. It's caught. Breaks the tackle to 20, to 15, and down to the 11-yard line for Adam Bazzi, the fullback. That time lined up at tight end, and he gets another first down for Stony Creek.
Yeah, this Stony Creek offense really is all about articulating the ball downfield. A lot of repetitive play calls, really just trying to beat down the defense and really beat them into submission and really just go out there and execute.
And been fantastic executing that ball fake misdirection. 2 men in the backfield and a snap to McCarthy. Takes the snap, tripped up, and ultimately falls to the ground at the 19-yard line. Deep in West Bloomfield territory, Jonathan Gabriel again in on that action in the backfield, breaking free and getting to the quarterback.
Yeah, familiar friends this game so far, Jonathan Gabriel and McCarthy. Stony Creek dials up his number once again on the run, but this time Gabriel doesn't let him get anything.
So athletic, he just kind of jumps inside those defensive tackles, breaks through the open hole, and gets right to the quarterback, diving and making a nice hustle play for the Lakers. Sets up 2nd down for Stony Creek with 5:25 to go in the third. Quarterback draw again. McCarthy up to the 5-yard line and ultimately taken down as Stony Creek, again, a sustained drive marching up the field against these Lakers.
Yeah, really starting to lean on McCarthy in the run game. Starting to see them call his number more and more here as he's getting into a bit of a rhythm running the ball, picking up these nice chunk runs and setting up a 3rd and short right here.
Quarterback draw becoming more deadly with every single rep for Stony Creek. Just under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 33-14 in favor of the Lakers. Trick play, running play up the middle, and Sam Fogler takes it in. Another touchdown for Stony Creek.
Yeah, really unfortunate there for the Lakers. Looks like a bit of confusion in the backfield with them bumping into one another. Not sure exactly how that happens. Maybe miscommunication who was supposed to get the handoff. But Stony Creek still able to get in the end zone on that play.
And now makes it again a 13-point game in favor of West Bloomfield, 33-20 with 4:43 to go in the third quarter as we take a look again at the Stony Creek sideline. Not getting too excited about that big drive off of the fumble recovery and the score, all focused on reducing this lead as they set up for the PAT. Now, there's Jaden McCarthy. They're going to go for 2. And try to make this an 11-point game. The Lakers having missed 2 extra points in this game. And if Stony Creek's able to get in the end zone, make this an 11-point game, now it becomes even more interesting if they are able to make a stop for the Lakers. March down the field again, maybe leave some time on the clock, and get in the end zone. The 2-point conversion, McCarthy in the pistol. Parks in motion, takes the snap. McCarthy right up the gut, met at the line of scrimmage, now passes forward to Parks, and it's in. But was he beyond the line of scrimmage? Doesn't seem like it is. No laundry on the field, and that will be a 2-point conversion for Stony Creek.
Yeah, really a heads-up play right here from McCarthy. I think that was originally a designed run, because you see him shrug off a tackle right here, break away from a tackler, but recognizing it's a goal line situation, none of the linemen have advanced more than 3 yards up the field. Rips off a pass to a receiver, and it's a touchdown.
That now makes it an 11-point game, 33 for West Bloomfield, 22 for Stony Creek. It is really interesting on opening night at the Swamp on Family Fun Night, and only gets more interesting from here for the Lakers. After this week, heading back on the road for 1 week, going to Lake Orion to take on the Lake Orion Dragons next week. Your coverage of Laker football, the Laker broadcast on Civic Center TV on 89.3 Lakes FM, as well as on the web on Facebook.com/Civic Center TV 15 and on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield School District. You can also find us always on YouTube. Another great place to see This Week in Laker Football. A lot to discuss with Coach Hilbers this week, and what has been a very competitive back and forth matchup between two teams, showing their resilience, showing their competitive nature as they head into OAA Red Division play. The Lakers going on the road to see Lake Orion next week, and Stony Creek doesn't get any easier for them either, being in the OAA Red Division next week. Also heading back out into OAA Red Division play after this week going up against Clarkston. They'll have a home game in Rochester Hills. Quentin Ubaidi lines up for another onside kick. Gets the 10 yards in the air, deflected, and some celebration for Stony Creek. Do they have it? The referees are signaling that ball is going to be moving forward for Stony Creek.
Yeah, now that this really puts some pressure on the Lakers defense now. They pick up the 2-point conversion. They're down 8. They're down 11 points.
Big bounce. Gets that overhead, and it bounces off of Pecor's helmet. That is exactly what Quentin Ubaidi was going for the last time around when it was short. This time he gets that perfect pop of the corner, and that ball's recovered by Stony Creek. In Laker territory, this drive will begin at the 49-yard line. Wow. We talk about those momentum shifts. That is gale force winds of momentum in favor of Stony Creek. First down and 10 at the 49-yard line to West Bloomfield with 4.5 and some change in the third quarter. A whistle and a procedure penalty now will mar the beginning of this drive for Stony Creek, set them back into their own territory for a first down.
Yeah. I think McCarthy's mouth guard fell out right there as he was getting right in the beginning of the procedures. And unfortunately, that set up or messed up their timing.
Nonetheless, now it's 1st and 15 for Stony Creek. Snap to McCarthy, fakes the handoff to Parks, throws it outside, and just a little bit early and intended for Rex Shackelford.
Yeah, it looked like there on that play, Brandon Davis-Swain, although he's not getting to the quarterback right there, looked like he just completely took away that throwing lane, completely messed up that throw for McCarthy and made sure it couldn't be completed.
McCarthy had to do a little bit of sidearm action there. The quick throw, and with his wide receiver Shackelford not yet looking back at the quarterback, made that throw not only early but low and outside the shoulder pads. Now set up a 2nd down and 15 for Stony Creek. At their 46-yard line on the left hash, McCarthy in the shotgun. Takes the snap, looking down the field, caught at the 37-yard line and near a first down for Rex Shackelford. That time pulls that football in.
Yeah, 2nd and long right here. You're down by 2 scores. You know it's going to be a passing play right here if you're the Lakers defense. Stony Creek dials up a play action. Really tough catch right here by Shackelford, and he's able to hang in there after the tackle and set up his 3rd and short.
4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Stony Creek making quick work getting back into Laker territory, but now this is a big 3rd down for a team that has made four down territory pretty commonplace tonight. Snap to McCarthy up the gut and gets the first down. A gutsy play again for Stony Creek, and they'll move the chains.
Yeah, that's something that's been a really tough aspect of this Stony Creek offense for the Lakers defense so far tonight. And these third down situations where you're really expecting a pass, they come out and call McCarthy's number on a run, and he's able to pick it up a lot of the time.
It's a 33-22 ball game at West Bloomfield High School. It is just an 11-point game, with West Bloomfield having missed 2 PATs. Stony Creek getting a recovery on the fumble on a high snap to Rick Nance that followed a drive that for West Bloomfield began with a fumble from Stony Creek. The Cougars able to get into the end zone and finally strike gold on an onside kick attempt, which has set up this drive. Marching into Laker territory, the first down here will be at the Laker 37-yard line.
Yeah, Tyler, that fumble right there at the goal line on the missed snap could really end up being the crucial play of this game if Stony Creek is able to get in the end zone right here.
Zach Hilber's on the sideline, still cool, calm, and collected. The Lakers still in the driver's seat here, but Stony Creek moving into their territory. Bazzi in at the fullback with McCarthy in the shotgun. Twins to the right and to the left. Parks in motion. Takes the handoff outside the tackles. Down to the 35-yard line. Pushes forward near the 30. Stony Creek really fighting for every single yard tonight, showing their toughness, and above all else, that has made them uber competitive on the offensive side of the football.
Yeah, really, they're showing off their ability to execute tonight, and really, it doesn't matter if you necessarily know what your opponent is going to run if they execute better than you, and that's really what the Stony Creek offense is showing right now, that they're going to come out and execute no matter if the opposing team knows the play call.
Before that first down play, West Bloomfield had taken their first time out of the second half. Clock is now ticking after that play with 3 minutes to go. 33-22 in the third quarter. McCarthy takes the snap. He is in trouble, but ultimately he throws the ball down the field. It's caught by Balzi, and it is in. Wow. What a play by Jaden McCarthy. Touchdown, Rochester Hills. Stony Creek puts this game within 5 points.
I'm speechless right now. That is an incredible play. He gets a few of them with the pump fake, shrugs off the tackle, hangs into the pocket, and delivers a strike downfield. And I'm at a loss of words right now. That is just an incredible play right there from McCarthy, just expanding on what has already been the most points that this Lakers defense has surrendered so far in the season.
The score is now 33-28. McCarthy and company are still on the field. They will again go for 2 on that last offensive drive before the onside kick. They were successful to make this game 33-22. After the touchdown, it is just a 5-point game. This 2-point conversion would bring them within a field goal of tying this thing up. McCarthy in the gun. Bazzi in the backfield with Parks. Snap to McCarthy. Delays. Runs up the middle. Pushes forward. And he will get in.
Yeah, really just another physical run right there for McCarthy. Putting his shoulder down at the goal line. Looked like he might not have been able to get in at first, but then just keeps the legs moving and is able to cross the plane.
Jaden McCarthy playing MVP football tonight. Fighting for it. The contact advances the ball forward by any means necessary and crosses the plane to make this a 3-point game. And now West Bloomfield has to get back on the board, as this is quickly becoming Stony Creek's game at home for West Bloomfield. This was, at the beginning of the half, a 13-point game. And in just over 9 minutes, it has turned into just a 3-point game, as West Bloomfield will take over, ideally off of this kickoff, but you never know with the Stony Creek team that's attempted several onside kicks tonight.
Yeah, it has really just been a domino effect ever since that snap over Nance's head. It's really been unfortunate. All the momentum has swung in Stony Creek's way.
More exciting football next week Friday on the road for the Lakers at Lake Orion High School, going into Dragon Country. Another very passionate football city in Lake Orion. The Lakers and the Dragons right here on Civic Center TV on 89.3 Lakes FM. And as always, you can join us on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield School District and on our YouTube at Civic Center TV. Quentin Ubaidi now lined up in more of a traditional kickoff, but perhaps the squib coming up is a high kick. It is a booming kick going back to about the 15, recovered by the Lakers. And up to the sideline to about the 23-yard line, 24-yard line for West Bloomfield is Jameer Benjamin. And the Lakers will start this offensive drive. Looked like he maybe pulled a muscle there, a little bit of cramping in his left calf off of the kickoff return. But nonetheless, West Bloomfield will have another offensive drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, really, this is a crucial drive for the Lakers right here. All the momentum is in Stony Creek's favor right now. You really have to stop the bleeding at this point and just get some points on the board and really just eat up some clock right here.
Look, you still got the lead. It's still a 3-point lead. You've been able to make quick work often of Stony Creek, but now again it comes down to, can you sustain these drives? Can you delay that offensive movement for Stoney? First down snap to Nance, throws it outside to Durham at the 30, advances off a broken tackle to the 40, but steps out of bounds. They'll call him out at the 38-yard line on first down.
Yeah, just a quick hookup right there with Elijah Durham. Really just a quick hitter right there to really get the offensive rhythm right here in the second half. Unfortunately, he steps out of bounds before it could be a big gain, but still a first down.
Nonetheless, able to break a tackle, keep on his feet, moving up the field. First down for West Bloomfield now at their 38-yard line. Quick handoff and a break outside the 40, down to the 45 to the 50, and tripped up just past the 50 is Nigel Dunton, a first down and into plus territory.
Yeah, we saw Dunton rip off some impressive runs last drive before that untimely snap in the end zone. Here, another draw play, cuts it to the outside and really just makes another nice run right here to pick up the first.
First down and 10 for the Lakers at the 49-yard line on the left hash of Stony Creek. 33-30 game with 2:20 to go in the third quarter. Nance in the shotgun, trips to the right for the Lakers. Single man out left is Elijah Durham. Gunslinger Nance looking down the field. Bomb pass again, looking for Durham. Does he have him? Just short. Durham was in front of Napolitano, and the ball just a tiny bit short. He tried to hook back to pick that ball up, but by the time he got within range of it, as we take a look at this replay, it just landed right in front of his hands. Good coverage by Napolitano, sets up second down now for the Lakers.
Yeah, good call right there from the Lakers. Really looked like they might have caught the rest of the team off guard, but unfortunately, Napolitano right there, right on Durham's hip, and there he's not able to bring it in.
Ken Rise and quarterback Rick Nance constantly in conversation as he pulls Marquise Morris onto the sideline. Pulls Cam Flowers out of the game. Quick substitution for the Lakers on second down and 10 in plus territory. Pass outside is caught at the opposite 48-yard line and then pushed forward down to the 45. Will set up third down as Nigel Dunton picks up the reception.
Yeah, getting a healthy dose of Dunton in this second half right here. He's really been reliable here for the Lakers, picking up a lot of chunk yards. You saw the play before them kind of fake that bubble play, so you wonder if that was by design to really set up that play right there.
Minute and a half to go in the third quarter at West Bloomfield High School. We have got a ball game here. Lakers 33, Stony Creek 30. Third down and 6 at the 45-yard line of the Cougars for West Bloomfield. Nance takes the snap, rolls out to his right side to the 45, down to the 40, and goes out of bounds, short of the first down, short of the line to gain by about 2 yards.
Yeah, we're really seeing an impressive display from both these quarterbacks as both passers and runners right here, both willing to put their bodies on the line to pick up first downs. Nance, unfortunately, unable to pick it up right here, but we should see the Lakers go for it.
1 minute and 6 seconds to go in the third quarter. Nance having a conversation with the referees and with his wide receivers. Have a brief stoppage of play, some discussion between the officials right around the 30-yard line, 35-yard line there. Talking with the Lakers offensive line and looking over at the opposite sideline. Lakers been able to make some quick work on this drive, get into plus territory, a couple of nice passes on screens and on those bubble plays, and starting to really get a lot of people involved in various pass formations and in various different routes for these wide receivers, leaving Stony Creek a little bit on their toes. That's kind of been the strategy for Ken Rise and Rick Nance and company on this drive. As play resumes on 4th down and 6 for the Lakers at the 45-yard line of Stony Creek on the right hash. West Bloomfield, having given up 16 unanswered points to begin the second half, need this first down to keep the scoreboard in their favor and the momentum on their side. The Zebras whistle this play active. Nance in the gun. 2 men in the backfield. Makes his adjustments. Hard count, takes the snap and a quick handoff. Fakes it to Dunton, throw outside to Jaden Ellis. Shifty move, gets to the 35-yard line and a first down. What a play for Jaden Ellis.
Yeah, betting on the Stony Creek defense to sell out on the run fake right here. They call the play action. Nance pulls it back. He knows that he has Alice right there. Dumps it off to him. Alice is able to make his guy miss and pick up the first down. Really an impressive play right there after the catch from Alice.
A guy that was poised to step up this season after just 3 targets a year ago down the depth chart for this Lakers team. And a big first down for the junior late in the 3rd quarter. At the 32-yard line of Stony Creek, the Lakers will have first down with 18 seconds to go in the 3rd. Morris in motion, snap to Nance, he hands it off, gets outside the tackles on the left side, pushing at the 29-yard line, but can't break away from the tackle by Holden Riley, with the ball carrier for West Bloomfield on that play being Josh Tate. And looks like he got a little bit tripped up, limping off the field there on what was one of those tackles where you wrap up the ankles and stop forward progress. We'll take a quick break. You're home for Laker football on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV at the end of the 3rd.
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM, the continuation of this Lakers offensive drive as we begin the 4th quarter. It is down to the wire with just 12 minutes to go in this ball game. Lakers 33, Stony Creek 30, in what has been a big second half on the offensive side of the ball for Stony Creek, capitalizing on turnovers and capitalizing on some lucky plays that have gone in their favor finally.
Yeah, and it's really, tension seemed to be rising here. Looked like there was a flag just thrown on the field a minute ago. The ref appears to be announcing it right now.
So we've seen in recent weeks with play clocks both in play at Tom Adams Field for the Zenith Prep Kickoff Classic in Week 1 and at Birmingham Groves last week. Those delay of games came into play a little bit because of confusion with the play clock. This week, no play clock and a delay of game for the Lakers. With this offense trying to get back on the board and bring back a little more separation between Stony Creek, a team that's taking their time moving up the field. It hasn't been able to necessarily make a ton of quick work, as there is a penalty advancing the ball forward this time in favor of the Lakers, which kind of helps to reset after that delay of game penalty, setting up 3rd down and 5 for the West Bloomfield Lakers. Well, 3rd down and about 3 yards for West Bloomfield with Nance in the shotgun. He'll hand the ball off. Advances up to about the 24-yard line. It'll be short of the line to gain. Stony Creek thinks that they picked that ball up. The referee is saying not so much. That ball was down. It was a quick run. He let go of the football after the play was called dead, and this drive will continue for the Lakers on what is now 4th down.
Really a crucial penalty now there for Stony Creek. What would have been a 3rd and long, or 4th and long, now is now a 4th and inches.
Big play for the Lakers as you see Brody Pecor out on the field. Rick Nance is still out there, so it's not one of those wildcat plays necessarily, with one man in the backfield alongside of them. Quick handoff, he'll get to the line to gain and more, and advances down to about the 21-yard line. Nigel Dunton, the ball carrier. But a flag is down as 97 won the ticket, and local radio legend Mike Stone, the PA announcer, Stoney, announces that. We'll get an exact call on the penalty from the officiating crew in just a moment, as they step forward and discuss it amongst themselves, make the call official before they announce it to the Laker faithful. And the Stony Creek crew coming in also armoring up from Rochester Hills at West Bloomfield High School tonight for this OAA Red Division opener. Now that's going to set the Lakers back on what was, as Matt said a few moments ago, a 4th and inches. That illegal formation making it now 4th and 6 at the Stony Creek 24-yard line. That's going to change things up on 4th down for West Bloomfield in Stony Creek territory, but now up just 3 points in a 33-30 matchup with 10:23 and counting to play in this ball game. Nance takes the snap, getting chased, throws the ball way down the field. It is up for grabs, and it is caught! Elijah Durham to the rescue! Have no fear! Elijah Durham is here, touchdown, WB!
And once again, just Nance staying poised and calm in that pocket, standing in there with the defender coming in his face to hit him. He just stands in there and delivers a strike to Durham in the end zone, and the Lakers are able to finally provide an answer to those 16 points that Stony Creek has put up so far this half.
And that is huge for West Bloomfield. It's now a 9-point game, 39-30, with 9:50 to go in the ball game at West Bloomfield High School. Durham, that ball had hang time, and he was getting chased by one of the best in that secondary, and just pulls that ball in, gets under it. The PAT for Ward is through the uprights, and that will make this now a 10-point game in favor of West Bloomfield. They finally strike back their first score of the second half, 14 minutes into second half action with 10:08 to go in the ball game.
Yeah, I mean, really, just some of these passes between Nance and Durham are so impressive. It's almost like backyard football stuff. Like Nance is telling them in the huddle, just run here and I'll throw it there. Just run under it and I'll hit you.
As we have learned tonight, this game far from over. Things can change really quickly with this gutsy Rochester Hills Stony Creek team. A crafty team, a tough team, but the Lakers are tough too. Resilient, unbothered by the unanswered points, and get back down the field with some penalties, with a 4th down conversion needed, and they don't go for first, they go for it all. And Elijah Durham pulls in another touchdown for West Bloomfield. Now the Lakers will kick the ball off to Rochester Hills Stony Creek. Again, back for the Cougars is Andrew Napolitano and Kyle Parks. Justin Ward will kick the ball off for the Lakers. The kickoff, wow, that is way back, about 2.5 yards into that end zone, 5 yards into that end zone. It'll be another touchback in favor of Stony Creek, and they'll start off at their 20-yard line.
Yeah, really now just a critical drive right here for the Lakers defense. They can come out here and really shut the door on this game. They can, even if they give up a few first downs, if they're able to get a stop right here, the way that the Lakers offense has been performing, it should be interesting, especially now that with the way this rain is coming down, we're likely to see a Stony Creek offense be even more one-dimensional.
Yeah, we got word from Master Control a few minutes ago. It was starting to be a light sprinkle out there. Now it looks like the rain's falling quite consistently at West Bloomfield High School, so weather will play a factor in this, but maybe perhaps more of a benefit to Stony Creek, a team that has been fantastic on the ground tonight. 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line. McCarthy takes the snap, delayed, and throws it up the gut to Kyle Parks. It's caught down to about the 29-yard line, and it'll be a 2nd and short.
Yeah. I mean, really, the way that this game has been raining so far, it really feeds into how Stony Creek has been playing and really what they'd want to do. Just keep the ball in McCarthy's hands and really fake those, if they're going to pass it, fake those run plays that they've been doing with McCarthy and really open up an open passing lane for him.
Nice gainer on 1st down. They'll give him 7, make it 2nd and 3 at the 27-yard line. In a 40-30 game in favor of West Bloomfield with 9:30 to play in this game. Snap to McCarthy is quickly met in the backfield and taken down. Sack action again for Jonathan Gabriel. 2 games in a row. He's gotten to the quarterback, wrapped him up, and taken him down.
Yeah, really these past few weeks, the way that he's been playing and living in the backfield, you have to start wondering, Gabriel is going to have to start paying rent the way that he's been living there. It's really been phenomenal to see the way that he's stepped up so far during Kari Jackson's absence.
Yeah, big absence for the Lakers, not having Kari Jackson, haven't seen Montel Johnson either, so makes you really scared of what this Lakers defensive front will be like with 2 highly recruited players coming back soon. The handoff to Parks, gets outside to about the 30-yard line on 3rd down. Moves the ball forward, but again, Jonathan Gabriel in on the action. Kamari Pittman also there, and again, a big game for Jonathan Gabriel, making a huge impact for the Lakers on the defensive line in these past couple of games, and a growing star on this defensive line.
Yeah, really setting up a critical 4th down here now. It's going to be interesting to see what Stony Creek does right here, because they are going to likely go for it, but really it's a crucial 1st down, because if they don't pick it up right here, this is likely the game.
And what a turnout for the Swamp at West Bloomfield High School. The student section excited for the first home game of the season on 4th and 2. They're going for it again. McCarthy, the handoff. They say they have it. And they do. They're going to move the chains, a 1st down, as Lakowski takes the handoff from McCarthy on another play with a little bit of trickery in the bunch after the snap. Advances the ball forward. It'll be 1st down and 10 at the 31-yard line for Stony Creek, with 8 minutes and 5 seconds and counting to go in this ball game.
Yeah, it wasn't needed in that play, but really what I noticed on that play was McCarthy following Lakowski after he handed off to him on that play and really pushing him from behind in case a pile developed at the goal line, or at the line right there.
That quick decision making in those option plays from McCarthy been coming up big for the quarterback tonight. 1st down and 10, the snap to McCarthy. He'll hand that ball off to Parks. Get to about the 35-yard line, fight down to about the 36-yard line, and in that case, again, it's Lakowski, but finally taken down. A nice gainer on 1st down, as in on that action, Xavier Davis, the senior.
Yeah, really, again, more of the same so far from this Stony Creek offense, really just moving the ball consistently, really getting 4 to 5 yards consistently on 1st down, and really just staying ahead of schedule.
Lakowski ran straight into Xavier Davis and his 6-foot, 250-pound frame as the D tackle comes up big on 1st down. 2nd and 4 for Stony Creek. Another handoff to Lakowski, and he'll advance it up near the line to gain to about the 41-yard line with 6:50 to go in this game.
Yeah, adding a new wrinkle into the run game right there. They've been relying on motion a lot of this game. This time the motion man stops in the backfield, gets the handoff, and he's able to rip off a nice run right there that leaves them at about 3rd and inches right here.
At the 41-yard line in negative territory for Stony Creek. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Referees having some discussion now on perhaps the placement of the ball. It's again very close to the line to gain. So we look at the Lakers sideline, Kevin Jakeway in his first season as the defensive coordinator, and there one of his assistants also talking it over. And ultimately the officiating crew decides that ball is placed beyond the line to gain. They'll move the chains and it will be a 1st down for Stony Creek. Still in their territory, but moving up the field.
Yeah, but we're going to have to see Stony Creek increase the tempo really at this point. Only 6 minutes left, really losing time.
Yeah, that final drive, that last drive for West Bloomfield, Elijah Durham scored with 10 minutes and 8 seconds remaining. So nearly 4 minutes already on this drive for Stony Creek on 1st down and 10 at their 41 on the left hash. 2 men in the backfield alongside the quarterback, Jaden McCarthy. And wide receivers split out to the right. Snap to McCarthy, takes it off the left side of the line. Flag on the field and met shortly after the line of scrimmage by Jonathan Gabriel. We'll get the call from the officiating crew as they retrieve the flag and the football with 6:09 to go in the ball game.
Yeah, my guess is this is likely procedural. That flag pretty much came out as soon as the snap did.
Referees marking the penalty in their notes before they make the call to the audience. Nostradamus over here, Matt Catoni, got that correct. It is a procedure penalty on Stony Creek. They'll set them back and they'll make it a 2nd down and 10 at the 41-yard line instead. 6:09 to go in the ball game. It's a 10-point lead for West Bloomfield at 40-30. McCarthy takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls out right, looking for the pass, and just outside of the reach of Adam Bazzi as he had to get rid of that football quick. The pressure on his blind side quickly approaching.
Yeah, really something that's been fun to watch all year at this Lakers team. In a situation where they are really expecting the pass, they are a dangerous team to go up against, really getting into the backfield as fast as humanly possible.
Blindside tackle, David On, able to ultimately swallow up Jonathan Gabriel on his pursuit of the quarterback, prevented that from being a sack. But nonetheless, 3rd and 10 for the Cougars. Snap to McCarthy, tries to roll out to his right side, gets met by the Lakers. But he is in his throwing motion, says the officiating crew, and that will set up a 4th and 10 with 5:48 to go in the ball game. Here he is. It's a design play to spin to his right side after the snap, but that was right into the arms of the West Bloomfield Lakers pursuit, and luckily was able to move that arm just enough forward for it to be called a pass attempt and not a fumble. Otherwise, that would have given the Lakers great territory, up 10 with under 6 minutes to go in this ball game. Instead, it is 4th down and 10 for Stony Creek, 5:51 to play on the left hash at the 42-yard line in their territory. For Jaden McCarthy, he'll take the snap, the quarterback getting chased, gets the ball out, looking toward the sideline, and it is caught for Stony Creek. They're going to call that a catch. It is inbounds. They'll get a 1st down and another big pass from Jaden McCarthy to Rex Shackelford. Take a look at this. Yeah. Getting chased, Xavier Davis almost there on the backside of the quarterback, and Rex Shackelford.
Yeah, really impressive there by Shackelford and McCarthy, both hanging in there tough catch and a tough throw.
The ice cream man scooping that up at the 40-yard line. 1st down and 10 for Stony Creek. Fakes the handoff, pass up the middle. It's bobbled and incomplete. Ultimately intended again for Shackelford on 1st down.
Yeah, really great play right there by the Lakers secondary. Able to force the incompletion. Really having short-term memory right there, forgetting that they gave up that play, moving on to the next one and getting a necessary stop.
2nd down and 10 in plus territory for Stony Creek. 40-30 is the score. West Bloomfield in the lead with 5 minutes and 39 seconds to play at the Swamp. This coaching staff hard at work, constantly in communication with their defense tonight, getting challenged by Stony Creek. Snapping a handoff to Kyle Parks, breaks free at the 35 to the 30. Shifty move to the 25, and ultimately, off the contact, will be down at the yard line of his jersey number, the 21 in Laker territory.
Yeah, really, after really just picking up chunk plays at a time, really moving the ball slowly upfield, Stony Creek rips off in good chunk run right here with Parks picking up about 20 yards on that run right here and really putting them in good position to make this a one-score game again.
Stony Creek playing smart football. The senior running back, Kyle Parks, been their primary back tonight, following the blockers to advance forward those extra couple of yards. Doesn't always have to be by force. Doesn't always have to be by dropping your shoulder, by making an athletic play. As a penalty, will advance Stony Creek even further into Laker territory. The penalty bringing the ball up 10 yards, and the Lakers now deep in the red zone Stony Creek now deep in the Lakers red zone at the 11-yard line. McCarthy getting the call from the sideline. Adam Bazzi, the senior, in at the fullback. Twins to either side for the Cougars with 5:22 to go in the game. McCarthy delays, advances forward and passes it just a little bit too much on that pass intended for Parks. Will set up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, we're starting to see the Stony Creek offense get a little bit more aggressive right here now as time begins to wind down. Really not in the position to really run the ball as much as they'd hope. And now we're starting to see them push the ball downfield right here these past few plays.
And they've got to. This drive has been 5 minutes long. Just about that much left in this ball game. 5:08 to go. They're down 10 in a 40-30 game on 2nd down at the Laker 11. Snap to McCarthy, delays, runs, gets to about the 10-yard line, but quickly met by Lakers. Ball is loose. It is a scrum. We'll see who has the football. West Bloomfield says it is them, but no, it's a little bit of extra action after the whistle. Adam Bazzi ultimately stands up and runs with that football. It came loose just before forward progress stopped, and it did look like Stony Creek dove on top of that football, but appears it continued to be loose. Adam Bazzi picked it up and started running with it. Hey, look, you got to take what you can get in that situation. It would be down by contact at that point. The officiating crew still talking it over a little bit as we're now at 3rd down with a little under 5 minutes to play in this game, 4:58 left. And in the shotgun is McCarthy with Kyle Parks in the backfield and twins out to the left, Jonah McKay and Rex Shackelford. Man in motion, a sweep and a handoff. Here's Napolitano, shifts at the 10, gets to about the 8-yard line, dives down about the 7. Will set up a 4th down for Stony Creek with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this game.
Yeah. Stony Creek going back to that jet play that just a few plays ago with Parks got them inside of the red zone, this time with Napolitano. Fortunately, this time not much there, and now we're set up with a 4th and goal.
A huge play for Stony Creek, and looks like they're going to bring out Quentin Ubaidi. They've been able to make some onside kicks work. They have all 3 of their timeouts and some time left on the clock. It looked like Quentin Ubaidi was out there, and they can attempt the field goal and make it a 1-score game as it's 40-30. The field goal attempt for Quentin Ubaidi, their Perseverance Award winner in their training and in their practices this week. The snap is good, the hold is good, and the kick is up and good. That makes it a 7-point ball game. Lakers 40, Stony Creek 33. With a little bit over 3 minutes to go in this ball game, and we are down to the wire. The pressure is on, and it's all West Bloomfield right now with 3 minutes to go. Presumably going to get the football, but Stony Creek, they've attempted several onside kicks. They were successful after their first score of the second half to make this a 3-point game, and regardless, we're going to have another exciting one next week on the road at Lake Orion High School. Your Lakers taking on the Lake Orion Dragons, who tonight have an interesting matchup of their own, kicking off OAA Red Division play. Lakers coming into town next week after Oxford in town in Lake Orion tonight. And you can catch the action all right here on Civic Center TV on 89.3 Lakes FM and on social media on Facebook with the West Bloomfield School District and our team here at Civic Center TV and on YouTube at Civic Center TV. And you can always stay up to date on the Lakers football team on civiccentertv.com/LakersSports, your home for the football games and This Week in Laker Football. Quentin Ubaidi going to attempt another onside kick from the left hash, bounces at the 48 in Laker territory. It is a scrum. It is competitive. Both teams say they have it. They're breaking it up. The big mystery about to be resolved. And in this case, it looks like West Bloomfield ultimately going to come up with that football. It'll be at the 46-yard line on their side of the ball. We'll take another look at this one. Another really well-kicked ball. Takes a nice bounce just through the hands of Jameer Benjamin. Gets on the ground. The Lakers were able to just get right on top of that football with their entire body and ultimately come up with it. And that is huge for West Bloomfield. But Stony Creek still has all 3 timeouts. First down for the Lakers with 3:19 to go. Snap to Nance, throws outside, and wide receiver gets a little bit tripped up and ends up just outside of his reach to Nigel Dunton on first down. They'll set up a 2nd and 10 for West Bloomfield.
Yeah, unfortunately, a bit of slippage right there causes an incompletion on that screen attempt. Looked like there was going to be some easy yards available there that would have kept the sticks moving and allowed the Lakers to take some time off the clock.
Off the incompletion, 2nd down and 10 for the Lakers at the 46-yard line on their side of the field. Up 40-33 with 3:14 to go in this game. Nance in the gun, trips out to the left. And Elijah Durham, the single man, out to the right for Rick Nance. He'll take the snap. Contain is broken. He is looking to make a play and ultimately goes down at the 33-yard line. Making the smart play, not trying to play hero, going down and letting the clock tick with just about 3 minutes to go in this game.
Yeah, you mentioned not being the hero. I also like the idea that he didn't throw it away, recognizing that if he throws it away for an incompletion, yeah, he doesn't get sacked, but that clock stops, and now it's eating up an important 30 to 40 seconds, and there's a flag on the field as well.
Yeah, some laundry down on the field now. It is going to be a penalty on West Bloomfield. They'll call that for illegal motion, ultimately declined. And you saw that slip earlier on for Nigel Dunton. The field now, it's been getting consistent rain all throughout the second half, with it getting a little bit more consistently falling out of drips and into consistent rainfall about midway through the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 28 for West Bloomfield at their 35-yard line on the right hash. Single man in the backfield with the senior quarterback, Rick Nance, the 2nd all-time leading passer in West Bloomfield High School history. Trips to the left, 250 and ticking. Snap to Nance. Delayed handoff to the 35-yard line, down to the 37-yard line. Will set up a 3rd down and 26 for the Lakers.
Yeah, really on a I believe that was 3rd down right there, 3rd and long right there. Not really much you can do in this situation. You really just want to keep the clock moving. Don't really do anything risky, and that way you don't really put yourself in a bad position and really allow Stony Creek an opportunity to tie this game and just play the field position.
Yeah, going to drain down a lot of clock after 3rd down. We'll set up 4th down and 26 for West Bloomfield. And Stony Creek, though, they have not used their timeouts yet. They're content to let this clock tick. See what West Bloomfield attempts here on 4th and very long. You would think this ball is going to get punted off of this short sort of shotgun formation and go back to Stony Creek. And it will. Jaden Allos will kick this ball off. And it will bounce down out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. They'll give it a little bit more favorable at the 33-yard line with Stony Creek starting off an offensive drive that could potentially get them tying this ball game up. They're in pretty favorable territory on their side of the field at the 33-yard line. $1:44 to go in this game, and all 3 timeouts, down 33-40 to West Bloomfield in West Bloomfield.
Really, all game, there's been times throughout this game when you've expected them to pass the ball, and they've came out and ran it with McCarthy and ripped off some nice chunk runs. So given that they have 3 timeouts right here, I'm interested to see if they do something similar, given that I'm assuming that this Lakers defense is expecting them to pass.
What a game it's been for Jaden McCarthy. And it all comes down to this drive. Been impressive all night. Can he do it one more time? He'll take the snap. Quarterback draw. Gets to the 35-yard line, up to maybe the 36. He'll mark that down, gain of 1 on first down for Stony Creek with 1:35 to play and counting.
Yeah, nothing really there for Stony Creek right there. Now they're hurrying to the line right now. Really, if you don't pick up anything on the play like that, it's really just a bad play call.
Still have yet to use one of their timeouts. 1:20 to play, second down. McCarthy rolls out, has to get rid of that football, throws it to the sideline. It's up for grabs and ultimately incomplete. Intended for Andrew Napolitano, sets up a third down.
Yeah, similar to when we saw that fumble a few drives before. McCarthy rolls out and does a sort of a spin move on what I believe could be a play fake, and almost in a similar result. He's getting hit almost immediately, but lucky for him, he's able to throw it off before he's sacked.
Ball's on the left hash of Stony Creek. They are on offense with 1 minute and 8 seconds to play in this ball game. Third down and 7. Down 40-33. West Bloomfield has the lead in week number 3. 2 men in the backfield with the quarterback McCarthy. Twins to the right, Napolitano in motion, snap to McCarthy. Pressure, has to throw the ball toward the sideline, out of the reach of Rex Shackelford, and incomplete.
Yeah, really, like we were saying earlier, this game, it's almost scary when you play this Lakers team and they know that you're going to be passing the ball. Because then you have such talented guys able to pin their ears back and attack the passer. And as you see in those scenarios, it really leaves them almost no time to throw the ball.
Darian Hicks with excellent coverage, a linebacker playing more of a safety or more of a nickel back in that particular play, prevents the spacing needed to come down that football near the sideline for Shackelford. Third down and 7, 1:02 to play in this ball game. West Bloomfield 40, Stony Creek 33 with the football on their side at the 35. McCarthy in the shotgun, 1 man in the backfield and 2 out to the right. Takes the snap, pressure immediately, gets hit, throws the ball, and it is incomplete, out of the reach of Andrew Napolitano.
Yeah, the pressure once again too much for McCarthy to handle. It's just the Lakers are just swarming him back there whenever he tries to get a pass off. He's unable to get anything, but fortunately, on the brighter side of things for Stony Creek, they didn't use any of their timeouts right here. So if by some chance they're able to stop the Lakers on 3 straight plays, they will have a chance to score again.
Brandon Davis Swain, if not for the slippery conditions with the rain out at West Bloomfield High School tonight, had a reach on that quarterback, perhaps could have pulled him down by his arm or maybe even ripped the football loose. But nonetheless, West Bloomfield going to take this ball over with 55 seconds to play. Stony Creek still has all 3 timeouts, down 7, 40-33. The snap to Nance. Quick handoff to Flowers. Breaks up the middle. Gets toward the line to gain, and he is right there. That could be a first down, and if that is the case, likely going to be what finishes off Stony Creek tonight. Josh Tate was the ball carrier there.
Yeah,
and it looks like they're picking up the chains, but they have shifted the second down, so it's going to be second and short for West Bloomfield, but still a timeout comes off the board for Stony Creek.
Yeah. I mean, now if West Bloomfield's able to pick up this first down now in this play with Stony Creek calling their timeout here, they won't be able to stop the clock again after that, so it won't matter if they get this first down. That'll be game over.
48 seconds to go in this ball game. It is a 7-point game. It was 27-14 at the half. 2 very quick scores for Stony Creek in the third quarter. They were able to march down the field, score with 4 minutes and 30 seconds and some change to go in the third. Got the onside kick, scored in on the quickest drive of the game to make it a 3-point game. West Bloomfield scored to make it a 7-point game in favor of WB. And now on second down, a whistle. It looked like Stony Creek had jumped, and they're moving this football forward. That mistake could be the end tonight for Stony Creek, as West Bloomfield now going to have a first down in the red zone.
Yeah, and with only 2 timeouts, now Stony Creek is really in a position where they aren't able to really stop the clock and really put themselves in a position to get the ball back, especially now with West Bloomfield really being in field goal range.
Now it's all about running through the finish line, not just being content to cross it for West Bloomfield as they get into victory formation and take a knee with 47 seconds to play in this game, up 7 points.
Yeah. Favorite formation for anyone to see, fan, teammate, any of us really. Victory formation as the Lakers close out the win right here.
Stony Creek does ultimately call their penultimate timeout, but a bit extracurricular here, talking things over, seeing what they can make happen here. It is slippery conditions outside. Execution on these quarterback kneels going to be really important for West Bloomfield. It's part of the reason you line up in that victory formation, get everybody bunched up into one area in case there's any sort of slippage that goes back. Very slick conditions as that rainfall, you can see it on your screen on civiccentertv.com/LakersSports. It's been this consistent all throughout the second half. West Bloomfield 40, Stony Creek 33 with 27 seconds to play. One more timeout for Stony Creek on second down for West Bloomfield. Again under center, Rick Nance takes the snap. Oh, wow, quite physical push for Stony Creek. They're saying they may have came up with the football. Doesn't really seem to be what had happened there, as this clock will continue to tick down with 17 seconds and counting. Going down, let's take a closer look at this. Yeah, Nance had his knee on the ground, got pushed back after the fact, and the football dropped out of his hands.
Yeah,
that's a whole lot of nothing happening right there with 5 seconds to go in this game. The clock will continue to tick down, but Stony Creek will take their final timeout. One last chance to maybe cause a turnover, take the ball over, and try to make something happen. But that's a whole lot of luck that you're wishing for. Nonetheless, this game's 48 minutes long, not 47 minutes and 55 seconds, and still within reach, 40-33 in favor of West Bloomfield, but they're one quarterback kneel away from putting this game away. Their most competitive game since week 1, which came down to 1 point against Chippewa Valley. A 2-point conversion was the difference for the Lakers tonight. It's a touchdown that is the difference for West Bloomfield, as this game got as close as 3 points late in the third quarter, but ultimately in the fourth quarter early. A great touchdown reception for Elijah Durham put the Lakers back in the in a comfortable lead, expanding it from 3 points to 10 points. As Rick Nance takes the final knee, and that will do it from West Bloomfield High School. The clock will tick down to the end of this ball game as you see Kamari Pittman nodding off the field as he celebrates, and the Lakers celebrating a big win, and they should be celebrating this. They should be dancing and be happy. A hard-fought win at home to kick off OAA Red Division play, setting the tone for the season. Final score tonight between your West Bloomfield Lakers and the Stony Creek Cougars. West Bloomfield 40, Stony Creek 33, as we take a brief look at one of the great traditions in high school sports, the after-game handshake, as these two teams fought really hard tonight for this victory, and Stony Creek, I'm sure, earning a ton of respect across the OAA Red Division and putting everyone on notice. We can play with everybody. We are back in 2023, and we may be 1-2, but we're coming for you next. Final score is 40-33. West Bloomfield taking the win. We'll have the Laker postgame show coming up, talk things over, and wrap up this week's edition of West Bloomfield Laker football. Stay tuned. This is your home for West Bloomfield Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Carry number 9.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
You're watching and listening to your home for Greater West Bloomfield News. Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, 89.3 Lakes FM.
Welcome back to Laker football on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM, your Laker postgame show, as the L-Boys now 3-0 after a hard-fought win against the visiting Stony Creek Cougars. Zach Hilbers, the head coach, talking to his team, and one of the great traditions for West Bloomfield Laker football, gathering in the north end zone at West Bloomfield West Bloomfield High School, win or lose every single game to talk this over. You hear from the head coaches, from the assistant coaches, the leaders of this team will speak. Everyone gets a chance to say their piece, the good, the bad, and the lessons on the football field. And for Zach Hilbers, the head coach, and his coaching staff tonight, the lesson is you play all 48 minutes, you play hard, and no matter if things are going your way or going the other guy's way, if you're playing hard, if you're following the game plan, if you play for each other, you're going to come up with a win most of those times.
Yeah, last week we talked about how football can really be a game that's like a roller coaster, a lot of ups and downs, and today was really one of those days. That first half, we really saw the Lakers shoot out to a hot start. You know, that first drive on defense really, too. You know, they had the long drives, they gave up points, but ultimately they went in up by 13 at the half. But then second half starts, they score a quick touchdown once again, then 16 unanswered, and it's a dogfight. But fortunately, Hilbers has been able to instill that poise and really just being able to stay calm to all of his players, and they were able to hang in and get the win.
And this is a big win for West Bloomfield. A lot of people may have come into this game and thought this is going to be an easy one. You're going up against Stony Creek, not necessarily a power player in the OAA Red Division, but you can never discount a team that's coached by Nick Merlo. Never discount a team that has this kind of senior leadership. Kyle Parks, a key senior. Jonah McKay and Andrew Napolitano in the wide receiver core. Quarterback Jaden McCarthy played a really gritty game tonight, and Adam Bazzi, the tight end and fullback, a key blocker, made some big plays. As you now see, defensive coordinator Kevin Jakeway addressing the team in the scrum, and this game having big implications in the OAA Red Division in just the first week of OAA Red Division play, as we have final scores from across the OAA. Clarkston going up against Rochester Adams in Clarkston tonight. The Wolves 0-2 to start the season coming in tonight, but they pick up their first win against Rochester Adams in a 28-7 final in Clarkston. Clarkston now 1-2 overall, but 1-0 in the OAA Red Division, as we have a three-way tie after 1 week of divisional play. The other big game in the OAA Red Division tonight was between Oxford and Lake Orion, and very similar to this game here at West Bloomfield. That was down to the wire, a close game that ultimately went in favor of Lake Orion, 38-34, the final score there. And so now we're really seeing the impact of these OAA Red Division matchups. It's going to be close. It's going to be a dogfight every single week, and all the more reason you love seeing this kind of a performance tonight from West Bloomfield. Gritty, resilient, tough and sticking to what they do best out on the field and ultimately not beating themselves, whether things were going well or whether things were going really unwell.
Yeah, really, it's impressive, and really, it's something that this Lakers team's going to have to keep in their mind as they advance throughout their OAA Red season, and really, it's the best of the best in this division, but like Ric Flair likes to say, to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Absolutely, and West Bloomfield been playing like the best of lately. It's been a huge season for Cam Flowers on the ground, but tonight also getting involved in the air. Rick Nance, the gunslinger, getting it to one of his new favorite targets in Cam Flowers in his first year with the Lakers, making a huge impact in that number 6, an iconic number at West Bloomfield High School. Donovan Edwards wore number 6 in his time here before he headed off to the University of Michigan, and Cam Flowers doing that jersey number the justice it deserves, getting 2 touchdowns on the ground last week and a couple tonight on the ground for West Bloomfield as well, in the air and on the ground. 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground and that touchdown in the air for West Bloomfield. And Matt, we have to discuss the amount of talent that West Bloomfield has in those skill positions on the offensive side of the ball, but they're versatile too, as we've seen with Cam Flowers. That's the best example right there, a guy that can make big plays in the backfield just as much as he can make big plays in the air.
Yeah, the skill group for the Lakers really is impressive. As you said, guys like Cam Flowers and Nigel Dunton are really impressive with their abilities to line up in both the slot and the backfield. And then you have a guy like Elijah Durham who's able to take the top off the defense, as well as a guy like Josh Tate that's able to provide the physicality aspect from the running back position.
And we talked about those other games, those final scores. It makes it a 2-horse race at the top of the OAA Red Division, and the driver's seat is going to be determined 7 days from tonight on the road in Lake Orion. Next week, the biggest game in southeastern Michigan involves your West Bloomfield Lakers. They'll be taking on the Lake Orion Dragons in Lake Orion Friday, September 15th, a 7 o'clock kickoff. Our coverage will begin with This Week in Laker Football at 6 o'clock. Tons to discuss with Zach Hilbers and the L-Boys before this game. We'll talk everything over with the Laker pregame show at 6:30 and the kickoff at 7 o'clock. Here's where you can watch the game, where you can view the game, where you can listen to the game. Civic Center TV on Comcast, Channel 15, and AT&T, Channel 99. On civiccentertv.com/LakerSports, and we'll have a link for you on our homepage so you can click through to get to that page. With a couple of clicks each and every game night. You can listen to us all throughout the community and around Oakland County on 89.3 Lakes FM and lakesfm.com. And join us online on YouTube at Civic Center TV, and on Facebook, either on our Facebook page at Civic Center TV 15. And while you're there, give us a like the post, and share it as well. And also join us on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield School District. And Matt, after tonight's matchup, we have a 2-way tie at the top of the OAA Red Division. It is the Lakers and it is the Lake Orion Dragons, and every other team behind them 0-1 in divisional play, with the next closest team by way of overall record. The second place team right now, really the third place team, is Rochester Adams. This is a huge game next week after what now makes this game that much more important for the Lakers, coming out victorious 40-33.
Yeah, it's really going to be interesting to see how both teams come out next week. Both really surviving close calls in their respective games. Really both going to know the stakes heading into each game. So it's really going to be interesting to see how they come out and attack one another.
This has been a fantastic night for West Bloomfield Laker football. And look, we've talked a lot about the prowess of this offense, but you have to give a ton of credit to the defense, because you have a playmaker like Jaden McCarthy on the other side. And look, when you talk about playmakers at the quarterback position in today's game of football, you don't see a guy like Jaden McCarthy very often, who is that big, stocky, physical quarterback, more of a pocket presence, but tonight show that he is a dual threat quarterback. He is physical, he is tough, he is an excellent runner, he has got one hell of a quarterback's brain. He made some amazing plays tonight, but that defensive line, Xavier Davis had a great night for West Bloomfield on the defensive line. Kamari Pittman made some great supporting plays and key tackles himself, and those defensive edges, Jonathan Gabriel and Brandon Davis Swain, they were on a mission tonight to take out the quarterback.
Yeah, Gabriel has been phenomenal these past few weeks. It goes without saying the impact that Brandon Davis has, but really how Gabriel has been these past few weeks, really living in the backfield and making play after play in both the pass game and run game. It's been phenomenal to watch.
And that defense only going to get stronger as the year goes on. Brody Pecor stepping up in the linebacking core. We saw some huge plays tonight from the safety position and as a linebacker from Darian Hicks and from Justin Tyler in the safety position. The defensive backs making big plays. Blaze Rowe, a couple of amazing tackles for the CMU commit as well. And other guys down the depth chart coming up and playing big tonight. Blake Simmons had a really nice game. The linebacker, the sophomore for West Bloomfield, also tonight. And you got to give these guys a ton of credit because this shows the depth of this West Bloomfield team that's only going to get better defensively when you got some of those key players that have not seen game action yet, like Montel Johnson, a Rutgers commit, and Corey Jackson, the 4-star Penn State commit. When they come back, this defense only gets stronger. That next man up mentality is that much deeper for West Bloomfield, as you see some of those senior leaders on the defensive side. Jameer Benjamin in the middle of the frame there, getting some words in as leaders of this football team are speaking. Xavier Davis on the right side of the screen in the 55 is currently speaking to this team, talking, I would presume, about the defensive prowess, about sticking to the game plan, about fighting every single play. Matt, that defense tonight across the board at all three levels, they were fantastic. They rolled with the punches. They played a really gritty game against Stony Creek and played a huge role in the Lakers ultimately slipping away with this victory 40-33.
Yeah, it was a shootout, but ultimately the defense made the timely plays that they needed to, even going back to the first half. They made that crucial stop on that 4th down really early that allowed them to take the lead early on, which the Lakers would never give up again. And then late in the game, Stony Creek only needs one score to tie the game. Defense steps up and forces a 3-and-out and gets the ball back.
All you need is for one thing to go your way, and it can change the course of a football game. The Lakers learned that both in their favor and not in their favor tonight, and we'll take that on the road next week to Lake Orion. We'll take a break here on the Laker postgame show, come back and do a little bit more discussion, and ultimately wrap things up after this short break. You're watching your home for Laker football, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Watch West Bloomfield Lakers football all season long on 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. Join Tyler Keefe and Matt Catoni each week for live, in-depth, and exclusive coverage before, during, and after the big game. It's your local high school football team on the road and in your backyard on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
You're watching and listening to your home for Greater West Bloomfield News, Civic Center TV and 89.3 WBLD Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, 89.3 Lakes FM.
Welcome back to the Laker postgame show on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. The Lakers winning a back-and-forth tough matchup tonight as they opened OAA Red Division play against Rochester Hills Stony Creek. Your final score 40-33. The Lakers 3-0 as they head on the road next week for a really tough matchup against the Lake Orion Dragons. Matt, your final thoughts tonight on a really nice win for the Lakers in a competitive game in OAA Red play?
Yeah, tonight was really impressive for several reasons. Once again, that high-octane offense has shown up week in and week out. It looked impressive against a really great opponent in Chippewa Valley. And then these past 2 weeks, it has really just built upon those with really showing that those deep plays are really going to have not really just been a matter of circumstance. We've really just been consistently in a part of this offense. Whereas for this defense, I was really impressed in their ability to not necessarily let the moment get too big for them. You could tell that there's a lot of experience on this defense, that they've played in big moments. They don't really crumble under pressure like we saw in that last drive tonight.
You look at this defensive front, Brendan Davis-Swain, senior, Xavier Davis, senior, Jonathan Gabriel, senior, and they are showing that leadership in supporting these younger guys who are also coming up and making huge plays. And on offense, new guys stepping into new roles and executing to a T. Jaden Allos was fantastic tonight. Elijah Durham, Cam Flowers, Nigel Dunton, and the whole crew on that offensive line setting up some really nice plays for Rick Nance, who was once again stellar against Stony Creek. That will do it for our coverage of West Bloomfield Laker football. Your final score tonight, West Bloomfield 40, Stony Creek 33. Next week, we will see you out at Lake Orion High School for a big matchup between the two leaders of the OAA Red Division, both undefeated, coming in to week number 4. Next week, the kickoff at 7 o'clock. Our coverage begins at 6 o'clock. For our entire crew, I'm Tyler Keefe alongside Matt Catoni. Good night on your home for West Bloomfield Laker football, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.